So, like, what did you do?
I died.
That was some real John Wayne shit, Staff Sergeant. Who the hell's John Wayne?
Is this a test?
You don't get to give me orders, son.
To the little guys.
Hello, little guy. It's the sweetie man coming.
3, 2, 1.
You are now listening to the Black Label Podcast. Welcome back, likely person that listens to It's Just Two Movies. My name's Daniel King.
With you, guest two.
We're trying a different show, and in the studio with me this evening, I've got Birdman and guest two.
Hello, guys. I'm guest two.
There we go, Doug. No capital letter though. Don't fucking push it.
Don't fucking push it. I'm a non-playable character in this story.
That would be awesome.
Dude,
not even worthy of a name.
God, I wish you were a fucking skin I could buy for God of War Ragnarok.
Just let me watch me get fucked up for an hour.
Oh, no, you be fucking bashing skulls as John Nuffer, the part of that fucking game I'm on.
I wonder if there's a way to do like do like a 3D scan of yourself and upload it in like Fortnite or something.
There was in a fucking wrestling game.
Oh, really?
There was in a wrestling, not a new one either, like a long time ago.
It looks like you.
You could-
not the
EA
custom character. I mean, like
EA used to do it with
you
like...
could do it with the PGA games and
Yeah, you
shit,
could do it
too.
with the PGA games. You could upload your face, not
But
like
you
your
could-
whole
yeah,
body. I don't
Yeah,
think. But
no, they can't.
honestly, there's
fucking-
things in this world I wouldn't want to see myself
Hey.
doing in a third person perspective. You're just like, you know what? That's a real gay golf swing, my guy. Like, let's take that shit up.
Let's work on that.
What's wrong with that guy? Does he have like a broken shoulder? Like,
Why is he hobbling to the next hole?
Why can't he swing all the way back? Like,
Why does he
doesn't
walk
it-
weird?
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Why did he say, oh, fuck, when he went back to
What was that pop? Is my character?
That was his shoulder.
Oh my god.
His sciatic is acting up.
Right.
I saw this fucking thing where I saw this video today. This dude, it's a dad and his kid, and they're in a boat in the ocean, and they got a shark hung up on their fucking hook or whatever. It's pretty small, and he's trying to get it off the side of the boat or whatever, and the kid's on the boat. It's screaming at the shark. It's like, "Don't eat our boat, shark! Don't eat our boat!" And you can tell it's getting on the dad's nerves. And fucking that shark grabs him and rotates and tears his fucking pinky off. And he goes, "God damn it, I just lost my fucking pinky." His wife's like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Son of a bitch." Like, he's just fucking mad. That's the equivalent of like fucking up holding the flashlight.
That's
now,
like
I
the
guess.
real version of Jaws. Yeah, that's how it actually would go down.
Right.
Holy shit.
I saw a video last night. It looked like Joe Biden. It was like a 75-year-old man, like in golf attire, clearly on a golf course.
Yeah.
The video has no before or no after. It's literally a fucking alligator's got the dude's forearm, and it's like flipping and shit. And the old man's, he just swear to God, it was like his delivery was like he was more irritated than fucking scared. He's like, he goes, "God damn shit!" He's like kicking. He does not look frightened at all, or like he's like trying to run for his life. He's like inconvenienced by this gator.
Fucking gator. All right, Danny, you ready?
I love it. Yeah, no, we're already doing it.
Oh,
so this
what?
is a show we're gonna do like, I don't know, maybe once a month if we can get away with it. Part of it will be like Patreon content. This will be an extended episode, but we still wanted to share it with you. I think it'd be a good time.
Oh, all of that was just part of the
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
You're
it's
gonna
just
put
it
people
can be
through all
whatever.
that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Get a little sizzle for
Little
later because they're
sizzle?
like, "What is this show? This is funny though." I don't.
They just talked about sharks for a minute.
Yeah, dude, I could go spoiler. The whole show's about sharks now.
It's just two sharks.
Did you know that there are whole chains of islands that owe their existence to the parrotfish and its feces? Because parrotfish.
It's the autism minute we talked
Yeah,
about.
it's the autism in this.
All right. Let's get into the show.
All right.
Dun, dun.
We're going to start with a little bit of a interview segment. I think if anybody's ever heard 3 or 4 episodes of It's Just Two Movies, they've likely heard myself and Birdman. Doug, you're a little more rare of a guest. You're a harder get. For sure. You always be playing hard to get.
I always want to. and then sometimes I kind of just forget to respond to you. And then,
That's all right.
but we are like hitting each other up still online. We're just through the text chain. It'll be like, hey, what are you doing Friday?
Right.
And I'll be like, hold on, let me find out what's going
I don't
on.
fucking
know,
check.
man.
Like, I just fucking report to where I'm told to go. So if you just slide in there and you're just like Friday 6, oh shit, okay, I gotta be there. All right.
Yeah.
No, when was the last time I was on? It's been a minute, probably at least a year.
And I don't know. We could just look at the last time I sent you a text message.
It's probably pretty fucking. That's all he's
close.
texted about.
You're
is,
probably not wrong. Yeah.
hey, can you do the show?
I'd hang
No.
out anytime you want
Yeah.
to. I just am assuming you're always
Yeah,
busy. So I'm
I
like,
will,
I don't want to bother him. He's
got
busy.
the kids, got the jobs, still
Fuck.
things to do.
Right.
You know,
Got-
I love doing this stuff, but it's also like I can't fucking find time anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. For people that aren't acquainted with you, sorry, I've got notes here. I don't normally read.
Oh
off
no,
of
do your
notes.
thing, dude.
But for people that aren't acquainted with you, could you tell us a little bit about like what you do professionally? You're one of very few people that I know that actually you're like, I have my career and it is the career that I have, wanted and worked for. So tell everybody a little bit about that because I think it's super fucking cool.
Well, I do, commercial filmmaking and photography. I handle a lot of clients, man. Do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Different types of stuff. I'm a filmmaker outside of that. That stuff usually takes a lot longer to do. I mean, I used to turn them out a lot more frequently. Now I spend a lot more effort trying to get them right. So I do a little bit of that. Writing a couple projects now, developing some stuff. Hopefully that takes off. In recent months, I produced a feature for Mondo Franco called Reaper Road. He did a fair lion's share of that, like putting that shit together. It's a lot of work. And then helped him produce a short film that has called Bruja, which premiered at Panic Fest last month. And made it out for that. That was the first time going out there. It's out in Kansas City. And
Which
it was-
Oh, nice.
I recently watched the fucking like AI
Oh, that
AI future
that
robot
was,
thing. You
that was-
posted that the other day. I was like,
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I remember seeing stills from it when you guys were shooting it.
Yeah.
But I'd never actually seen the video, so I went and watched it. I was like, dude, this is fucking cool.
So yeah, that's kind of that's a fun thing. So it's like I was trying to, we put a lot of work into it, but it's an inside baseball thing a little bit where it's for work, and we do this conference every year, and we invite all of our offices up to St. Louis. People who live in much prettier places get to come look at downtown and see pigeons eating fried chicken, and homeless people dragging shit on the floor.
Oh, look, there's the arch.
crowd. Yeah, you
And
see the
that's
arch.
it.
Yeah, there's like a minute where like, yeah, I've seen the arch, and you're like, that's
it.
You just hang it up.
That's
Like,
downtown.
it doesn't get better.
We got a pretty cool baseball stadium.
Yeah, it's like the baseball stadium's cool. If you could stay in that area, you're gonna be all right. If you start migrating more,
the fucking city museums. I
Museum's
really
great, yeah.
like our zoo and art museum, but
It's further from downtown.
It is a
but-
little
yeah,
further. Yeah,
that
In
is
Midtown-
also stuff that's in like every city.
well, City Museum.
No, City Museum is not.
That's
That
pretty
place is
particular.
wild.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
special.
Yeah, it is very special. So I've always found what you do fascinating. I love all of your stuff. I just think it's such a unique thing to do where we're at. You
It's
just
hard.
don't. Yeah, you don't see that.
I don't know any
And
other.
I don't know any other-
filmmakers in the St. Francis County area.
yeah. No, it's hard. Like it, man. It's crazy that it's like I'd played in bands and we usually never got anywhere, and it was crazy to me that you could take, and it's like hard to keep like 3 or 4 people together and on track and focused and like being productive and having like a like an output. And some of that's my own shit for not like I just kind of learned that I'm better at spearheading stuff to get it done, like kind of like just driving the fucking train and getting it there.
Yeah,
And it's crazy because it's like that, no one in my family, like, they're all musicians. My grandpa played and, my uncles play and all that to some degree, but not like prolifically, they're not like out all the time. But, so like as far as creative one, I was like, nah, I was pretty out there, like on my own. Doing
Well,
my
that's
own,
an-
like, little weird kid thing.
that's another thing that's hard to do in this area is music. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know that. Like we've all been
Yeah.
in bands, and
Yeah.
it's just fucking hard, man. There's no local scene here anymore.
Not like there used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There used to be a decent local scene here.
There was an outlet for people.
There
like
are
whatever it
like
was.
85 podcasts right around here. Though, so that's
Yes.
I got that going for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
right?
And we're adding to that pot.
You have a
Yeah, that's
tribe.
right.
You have a tribe. Your peers.
Yeah, that's true.
You run into them locally.
I have no doubt that half of the people that listen to the show have either been on this podcast or I have been on theirs.
It's a good place to be, though.
Yeah, you know what? I just like making it. Like this is a blast for me that we're like making a production out of this. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
What about? Do you have any passion projects you've got going on, or like is there anything specific that you have in your sights for the near future that you're like, fuck, I am excited about this. I don't want to say whatever about it, but
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I mean, we're just like the Brewha train. That short is just now taking off. So it got into Hysteria Fest. So I'll take a second about my buddy Paul's.
Paul,
Paul
yeah.
Hibbard. He's Hysteria Fest is in its third year. I think this is the third year. And
I think I've only been following it since I started doing the movie show page. And I was like, oh man, that's cool. I was like, I really want to go to one, but we always have something else planned that
well,
weekend.
he moved
I'm
it to
like,
July
shit.
now, so it's a lot easier than when it was in October. And that was the thing that I was like, you made a good choice.
Moved it to July.
Yeah, because like, dude, trying to schedule something that takes like several days in October,
oh,
everyone's
fuck,
stretched.
dude.
Everyone's, and it gets
That's a busy
darker
time.
faster. It rains. It gets nasty. Or it's like July. You have a better shot, I think, generally of having a good day. But
Dude, okay, so that's at the Arcaden. Is that how you say it?
no, it's like Arcaden.
Arcaden.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's a Orson Welles thing. I always screw it up. Paul gets it right every time.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen that Nicolas Cage movie, The Arcadian? Have you?
no.
No, it's not even out yet.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not.
No, we haven't
I
seen
was trying to be like, well, if you've seen it, I don't want to talk about how.
Yeah, right.
No, I haven't seen
I
it
hear
yet.
a lot of great things about this place, the Arcaden, but I haven't been yet.
Yeah, it's like a micro theater, but they renovated the inside of it, and it's every time I go, it gets cooler and cooler. So
Awesome.
it's you have I'm trying to remember. I mean, I think there's about 30 seats, and then there at the back
Okay.
there's like a cabaret table.
And then they do outside
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, during the summertime they have like outside screenings. I
Yeah.
think that goes
That's-
until October.
That's cool.
So
And
is
it's mostly
is
repertory.
it separate from the Heavy Anchor, or is the Heavy Anchor the name of the bar at the front of the?
It's they share a wall, and they have a lot of spillover of stuff. I think the person who owns the
okay.
building owns Heavy Anchor. If I
Yeah,
remember.
there's like a
correctly.
retractable fucking screen wall type
Mhm.
thing. I've seen them push it back in there. Yeah, it's a fucking really neat place.
Yeah, it's very cool. So Brewhouse playing that next, and that is next month.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so
Yeah,
It's
fucking
coming
yeah.
quick.
How
And
can you get tickets to
he's
Hysteria? Like,
sold out already.
Damn.
Like individual tickets are available though, but yeah, I just got a
well,
badge.
I am just an individual, so
Yeah, well, yeah, just show up.
I am just a man. So.
Use the logic on him. Like the first do the Jedi hand wave. Like I'm
Yeah.
just an individual.
hey, you don't need to see my pass.
You can't
Just an
see me.
individual. And they're like, shit, you're right. It's like the logic stands, and they let you in. So
Just walking about, I'm here for the fucking trash, and they go, "Oh, okay, yeah."
yep. So that's what we've been doing, and then I've got been developing the feature film version of my short that I made in 2020. What happened to the others?
Oh yeah.
It's that one's on its back end of festival stuff. It's been running since I guess 2012, maybe.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen it a couple of times. It's
Yeah.
fucking really, really fucking great editing, man. It's like, it's well put together. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, man, Doug made this. Because I remember another short you made that took place in like somebody's apartment.
Uh-huh.
It was maybe holiday
Can't
themed.
remember, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, oh man, this is cool. Like, this is cool that somebody made this. And then I saw what happened to the others. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, no, that's that kind of answers
wow.
your question earlier, Bird. Where I'm like, it's like at this point it's crazy to have forgotten shit that I've made because
Yeah,
you
right,
spend so
yeah.
much effort on it. You're like, fuck, I don't even like. Yeah,
You're like,
I don't
"Oh,
know.
Shit, I
yeah.
did that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like something. You'll see something that
Dude,
it's long
I
forgotten.
remember it having a fun practical effect, the thing in the apartment or whatever, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
It's probably that microwave short I did. That sounds like it's like
Yeah, I
think
there
I
was a
remember
yeah, it
that
wasn't
microwave
holiday,
involved in
but
that.
it was like yeah. Well, shit, no, I think it's supposed to be Halloween or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so,
yeah,
man. I don't
See,
remember.
yeah.
I remember people were dressed up, but I don't remember like as what. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like because I don't remember anyone like being particularly in like like a costume, like you know, like Elmo or something, which actually in hindsight could have probably made things interesting. But yeah, no, that was fun. That was like we did like exploding guts and stuff. It was real like a
Yeah, I remember.
gross out, sloppy kind of thing.
Man, that's been so long ago.
dude. Yeah, man, like God, that's
Cool. It's cool to think about that. It's cool.
it's been 13 years, maybe.
Yeah, to think back.
Fuck,
I was
I
gonna
don't
say it's
know,
been.
yeah.
I know it's
I
been
was
at least 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
my
been-
my
well,
kiddo
yeah.
was real small when I was like when we actually like met the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, that's been a minute, but yeah, it's like it does answer your question. It's like, you know, you just keep working at shit, and like, dude, there's a period of time where it's like, I guess it's just like an insane amount of crippling self doubt when you do this stuff, where you're just like, because it's weirder, it's so subjective. There's so many parts that go into it, like, you know, and after a while, I think that's the hardest thing about filmmaking compared to basically any other art form that I've done personally, which is there's a point where you're so invested and close to it that you no longer perceive it the way you went into it with.
That's
like,
crazy.
you know, like
yeah.
you live it. It's kind of like, you
I
know,
can't imagine that. Yeah.
well, it's like to imagine like
from something that's not a creative process, like there is a point where you can go, I can't do any worse, and you're right.
Yeah.
With a creative process, you are dead wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can do worse. You can
Right.
do worse by trying to do better, even.
yeah,
you know
you're
what I
not
mean?
wrong. You're not wrong. And
Yeah.
there's like, and it's complicated because it's like you, like I said, it's like it just takes like sometimes like even a short film, you know, you could work on it if you're like really putting an effort from development to finishing it. You'll work on it, you know, for a year or, you know, like 2 years in some cases, depending on what it is. And, you know, if you really care and you have a strong like project management flow for everything and you know where it should be at different stages of its like lifespan, that's a lot better, and that helps you with letting go of it. But
Yeah.
there is a point, you know, when you're making it, you know, you get excited about stuff and you hit, you know, your benchmarks of things you're hoping to do along the way, but you're also not, like I said, you just get so close to it anymore. You can't, it's like being, you know, like, I guess the closest things like when you have like kids or you're married to someone or your car or something, right? Where it's like you see it every single day and you live with it every day. And like after a while, it's like you don't see it the same way you did the first time you looked at it.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and it like just like that, you're spending so much time with or your job and how you grow within like a job or something. And, you know, after time, like you're like, when did I get good at this? Or like, when did I, you know, I was like, what is happening? And so it's like, you know, the filmmaking process, like every project has that kind of thing to it where it's like, you feel like sometimes you're moving a boulder up a hill, but sometimes you're like,
Yeah,
really,
I could
like,
see that. Yeah.
like you have to be the one that like keeps it generating and keep it going.
Do you ever find because this is something that I struggle with making music, not necessarily revisiting a song, but like performing a song that you didn't play for 2 years, say, and you play it, you learn it, relearn it, or whatever, and you go, I should have did this here because
dude.
that's better and that's
Yeah.
cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can imagine that you have some of that.
So yeah, like I work for, like I said earlier, I work for an ad agency, and I'm a, like when I say director, I mean like I'm a department director. I run, you know, I co-run our markets. So it's like I'm also helping creative people every day, like copywriters and like videographers, and trying to teach them these principles of this.
Damn.
And it's one of those things that's like, you know, you have to get to the point where you accept the thing for what it is.
Yeah.
And
sure.
that relationship between the creator and the consumer is it's not a fair relationship because they'll never be the same.
Yeah.
Like you'll never, like you as the person who made the thing, and it's like I'm trying to avoid getting like, you know, I'm not like a pretentious dude or anything like that, you know, but it's like talking about this stuff, you get kind of ethereal and people start to be like, man, they're off on some shit. Like how do you shit?
No, that's
Yeah, but
that's what,
but, yeah,
what
you-
happens when you do a creative thing
You should be-
every single day.
But
Yes.
it's like something that you should be proud to talk about, and like, I think you, from the work I've seen you do, you know what I mean. It's really fucking cool, and I don't know. I think it's awesome, like
Thanks, dude.
that you're able to do it, and that you've found a career that
Yeah.
helps you
Yeah.
to keep doing it.
And
Yeah,
the hardest
I don't
thing,
know,
it's like it's that thing you're talking about. It's like when you as the creator, you have to make the determination to let go.
yeah,
And once it's done, it's
It's
the world.
done.
It
It
doesn't
needs to
belong
be-
to you anymore. You
Yeah.
cannot, you know, I once heard a filmmaker say, like, you can't stand in front of every time your movie plays and apologize for the things that went wrong. Right. Or like, you know, apologize for where you fucked up or like,
Yeah.
you know. And so it's like you have to just accept that once that thing exists and is like as pretentious as it can come off, it's like it is a piece of art now. It is like a
Yeah.
painting. It's out into
there.
the ether.
Yeah, it's
And
done.
it's someone else's to interpret and, you know, love or hate
Yeah.
or feel indifferent about. And in a lot of ways, I mean, that's kind of the coolest thing to be like, it's done. And you come back to it and you like with filmmaking, I mean, it's literally just, it is what you said, it's like it's all the challenges of like writing a song and recording the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's complicated because that happens multiple times through the project. You
Right.
rewrite the song
Yeah.
several times. So it's like you write the project and, you know, you get your notes and it goes through revisions and one after the other. And who knows how many you'll land on before it's ready to film. And then you film it. And while you're shooting, like you're changing things.
Yeah.
And like while you're shooting, things aren't going as planned. Or, you know, your actor has the flu and you can't have them
Shit
do as much.
so much
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah, it's just like so much stuff happens that's beyond your control. And like ultimately it's the thing where you're fighting a ticking clock on set.
man.
And, you know, I always make the joke to people like, you know, like at the beginning of the day, you're making Citizen Kane. At the back of the day, you're making The Room. You know, it's like when reality starts to set in and you're like, I only have 24 hours to get this fucking thing in the bucket.
Wow.
Like you start to really crunch down and make some decisions that aren't, you know, as flamboyant or as extravagant.
favorite,
as-
yeah.
You're like, you know, well, you remember when we spent
Let's get it done.
4 hours on that water at the beginning of this and we're paying for it now, so you get
Man.
2 takes.
Yeah, that's
You know?
just so wild. It's hard for me to envision doing that.
Well, you do it enough that you start to compartmentalize even the like soft skills part of it. They're super, you know, you learn how to shorthand some things and you learn how to like, you know, like I had a kid send me a short film recently for review. He's in college, he's at SIU, and he was just like, hey man, can I get some notes? And so I really thought about myself in his position when I was starting.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I would get great notes from people. And even like, I even had a couple mentors come out of the, you know, asking for notes where they're like, this kid's promising. He's not wasting my time. I'm going to, you know, I'll give him some time,
Yeah.
like, you know, give him some actionable items. But the thing that I was thinking about that I didn't get and you can't find on YouTube is that soft skill stuff that like we just talked about, where it's like you know, this kid, I'm like, when you're working with actors, here's what you do, right? Like his scene, I'm looking at it and it's like, has that staginess that like bad melodramas got, where it feels like the actors are like they're planted and they're doing their lines, like,
Yeah.
you know, like no offense to like
They're fervently on a mark.
yeah, like I have friends that have worked on like Lifetime and Hallmark movies, but there's a degree of that and stuff where it's like very fast production with like often the actors are getting the script a week before they're shooting, and
not as much emotion as you would maybe like to see, or just stiff, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's like, you know, and it comes down to when you're coming into those like building a scene like that, your relationship with your actors is like understanding the, like when I say gravity, it's like, what's the purpose? Like when I say the purpose, like, you know, when you're telling a story, it's like a story is about like the thing you have control as a creator is like, yes, it's an artificial world, but the thing that's most important is like you're in control of stimulating the cause and effect of what's happening to these people's lives, right? So like if you have 2 characters in a scene and it's like you're starting it, that's where the film's at. Like we're, you know, it's like Social Network and the breakup, right?
Yeah.
Famous coverage on how to start a scene with 2 people talking, right? But in that, it's, you know, often the mistake I see young people do when they're handling actors is not really give them like agency for why they're there. You know, like they're in the scene and they're delivering their lines, but it's like,
but there's no
why the coffee shop, like why, you know, and you don't have to why everything to death, but it's like the logic of it, you know, if what you're asking, where you're placing them in that part of their life and why they're there, if those 2 things don't correlate with the story, like subtextually, and the sense of like conflict is important in storytelling and contrast is. So like, you know, if I, you know, and the kid, one of the pieces of advice I gave him was that, you know, I always refer to this in shorthand as like Brad Pitt eating. If you watch a Brad Pitt performance, Brad Pitt's always eating.
Yeah.
But if you pay attention though, it's like his brain is processing, but his body's performing. Right. And like an actor will understand that everything's, you know, all filmmakers should understand that every single layer of a story, every single layer of a film should be a series of contrasts, right? Like if your characters aren't conflicted internally and only focus on being conflicted externally, you know, if there's no contrast, even not necessarily that it's conflict, but if there's nothing between like the body and the mind to separate the performer, they're going to be stagey and they're going to give you something that's not.
It's
you know,
not true. Or...
Yeah, sometimes it's like, you know, maybe, you know, she gets a bad phone call right before the scene starts and it's like that's something coming down the line that hasn't come up in the story yet. So like those kind of things like really help out with that kind of stuff. So it was cool to be able to help that kid out, but it's, you know, those kind of like pieces of information, it's something you only learn from doing it.
Right. Yeah. That's cool that you were able to do that though, for sure.
I fucking think it's super cool. Let's you guys want to do a quick break, grab some za, and then come back and do the rest of this shit with a couple extra beers. We'll be
Sounds good.
right back.
Ooh, it's getting real late night.
Maybe like 3 a.m. Could use a little something else, maybe something kind of sweet. Oh, fuck. can't cut this, so we got like it's a one and done situation. Ooh. I'm gonna just whip out my phone here and go to 3amsweets.com.
Oh God!
But then the wind blew in. I entered a code. Cum joke. Ooh, 25% off. This is a real ad. Please send some business to 3amsweets.com. Hell yeah. Ooh. That's it. We were talking about fucking Disney just a moment ago.
Yeah.
And which brings me to my my next question. What film franchises do you think are like on their way out, like permanently?
I don't know that.
Or are going to go out like sputtering, you know what I mean, just poorly.
So, you know, that's a funny thing. I think I just like shared that online the other day, was the idea that like we don't know what's going to be a hit. Like no one knows what's going to be a hit or like what's going to trend, especially with like movies, because it's like, you know, it's there's so many factors, like, you know, what's going on, you know, socioeconomically, politically. Movie theaters kept getting more expensive, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, a regular person, it's like, I love to, you know, I do love talking to regular people who are like casual film goers and just like getting a you know, a vibe, like a read on like someone who's not like in love with movies or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's like,
I like
Mars-
Gladiator. You seen that one?
Yeah, fucking Gladiator for sure. But, you know, it's like, yeah, those guys, you know, I'll be like, what? Get your ass in a theater. Like, what's the thing that makes you want to go? You know, like,
Specific movies? Yeah, it's like,
I like
what are
it.
the movies that, like, I think I saw that Fall Guy is not doing that well right now.
no,
Like,
neither's Furiosa.
Fall Guy and Furiosa are just like bombing.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
it's like-
I'm actually gonna go see both of them.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, at the drive.
At the drive? Yeah.
So, like, an interesting thing on Fury Road, it's like, that was a moderate hit. It wasn't like, didn't blow the doors off. I mean, as far as like a movie goes, though, it's like, its cult following is
It did well. It's
solidified.
cult following film.
Yeah, it was like nominated for like 17 Oscars. Like one of those was Best Picture. You know, it's like the movie wasn't fucking around. It came out and it like, you know, it made 400 million, cost 150. That's decent. You know, globally, not globally, but domestically, which is just local money.
They
Right.
film it in
So it's
fucking
like who
Australia.
knows? Yeah,
Crocky.
yeah. But it yeah, with that movie specifically, it's like, you know, that's a thing that like, why is Furiosa doing bad? It's like such a crazy conversation because it's like, you know, is it that it's been nearly not 10 years, but since Fury Road?
Maybe it's been too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, is it relevant to an audience now? You know, which, and then there's this thing of like, how many people I know that saw Fury Road that had never seen a Mad Max movie? Like, that was their first one.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I'm
had
like the only
seen-
one in some cases.
I got tainted at a young age. I saw Road Warrior first, and then I went back and watched the first one, and I was like, this is boring. And then I watched the first one many years later, and I was like, this is the better film of the two.
What did you say about your
You
tank?
think?
I fucking kind of dig the first one, man, where it's just,
well, I just to say it's better than Road Warriors. That's
well, I don't want to say, but Road Warrior's the one with Tina Turner, right? No, that's
that's
fucking,
Thunderdome.
that's Thunder. So I saw Thunderdome first,
Yeah,
and then
that
I
makes
saw
sense,
Road
yeah.
Warrior, and then years later I saw the first one. And I think
Yeah,
Road Warrior is the one that I was like,
So,
okay.
yeah. I mean,
The first
it's like
one's real. It's real drawn out, right? And it's super low budget.
super
It's just like
slow.
him
like
fighting some
$300,000. Yeah, fight
him
like well, it's
fighting
it's
some
the
Aussie
Punisher.
dudes.
It's the Punisher. It's the dude like, and you know, honestly, the Tom Jane Punisher movie might as well be Mad Max.
That
Like it's beat for beat the same. Like
I
it's the
fucking
same movie.
I like that Tom Jane.
Yeah, his
Punisher movie.
family gets killed. You know, he's a cop. His family gets killed by a biker gang. Nobody really finds justice on it, and he goes out and just does
Finds
the
his
Death
own
Wish thing.
goddamn justice.
Yeah, it's just like it's a pretty by the numbers revenge movie, but I mean, it's for that time though, being as scrappy as it was, and the shit he did for like $300,000 is insane. Like you watch that first Mad Max, you got people hitting head on in cars. It's like fucking mad. Like it's crazy.
Dude, I know this is, I mean, it's a little different, but the video game. Did you ever play the,
You know what? No,
the Mad
that's
Max
see,
video
we were
game?
talking about that before we started recording the thing of like, oh, you know, it's like I feel like I'm out of step with games and Mad
Yeah.
Max. It's one that I was so hyped on.
Dude, it sucks because I think if you're like a trophy hunter, kind of like I am, there's some sort of glitch or something to where you can't get all the trophies for that game now.
Oh, no
and
shit.
a lot of people are pissed about that. But that game was really fucking fun.
Dude,
I,
yeah,
I
always
played
was
it
kinda
for a lot longer than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
turned it on. I was like, I'll try it. It's free, and I played it for like 30 hours. Like I had quite a good time with it.
Dude,
you can-
yeah, I love that. It seems like, because like my understanding is it's just sort of like in the world. It's not really like a dedicated story of any kind,
Right.
But there's like little
Supposed to
tiny
be.
things you're like, oh, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
Or, the world's kind of hinted around at these things.
It was supposed to be either the sequel or prequel to the film.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
supposed to be
Fury
a
Road.
prequel to. It was so. Yeah, there's a lot of shit with that. Like I just listened to a deep dive on Fury Road's background and shit, and I guess that game was being developed at the same time as Fury Road.
That
and
makes sense. Yeah.
So Furiosa was written simultaneously with Fury Road. Like the script was, all of that was developed, and there's another one called The Wasteland he was wanting to do. All three movies were written in one stretch, and Fury Road was the middle slice.
Wait, when did Fury Road come out?
2015.
Okay, yeah. So the game came out in 2015. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So apparently they had to make some pretty serious changes to the game because they gave away a shitload of Furiosa in it.
Oh,
Like a lot
right.
of it. And some of the Wasteland stuff too, where like George Miller kind of freaked out, I guess, like near the end, where he's like, he wants to have more of a hand in everything, like no matter what it is, and that's why shit
Gotcha.
takes so long. But yeah, apparently with the game, he like freaked out about like it giving away stuff that like he wasn't ready for the world to know yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's very, very particular about it.
I hope we get one more.
The fucking
more.
what was it? What's his fucking name? He's I think he's a Japanese game developer. He's fucking all over the
Hideo
internet. You
Kojima?
know who I'm talking about.
Kojima?
Yeah, Hideo
Metal Gear
Kojima.
Solid. That guy?
Yeah, he's like said that fucking Frank Miller is his god.
Yeah.
It's like anything he does.
That's cool.
I love him.
Frank
Yeah,
Miller.
there's a reason why that dude's popular. He's like just kind of like his sensibility is so incredible. You're just like, yeah, I'm on board with him.
Yeah, he's odd. I've seen a couple of interviews with him. I'm like, oh, he's a weird dude.
He loves pop culture. Like loves it. Like
Right.
It's you listen to him talking. It's just his reverence for like Del Toro or George Miller. Like these people are just like icons of building these idiosyncratic worlds or feelings. He's like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
loves that, and you can see that. That's definitely a key lot. To his like video game world building and like that in depth.
I want. Did you ever give Death Stranding a try? or
No, I need to. Well, like I said, I haven't got a new system. I bought
Couldn't
my
get-
kids one and stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that one. Maybe I should give it another chance. I don't know.
Are you playing the Nintendo 64?
yeah, sometimes. A little,
Break it out.
play GTA 5. Still on that train. All these years later. I don't know why for a second I was like, well, I don't know, maybe it's 6. I'm like, no, 6 is next year.
6
I
is
will
not-
have a new. That will be a purpose
pretty-
to buy
Pretty
one.
pumped for 6. Yeah.
That's did you watch Furiosa? I know you said you're gonna see
I
it
haven't
to drive.
I
I'm
haven't
gonna,
seen
I'm gonna
it
see it
yet.
this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it opening weekend. It's incredible. It's weird. It's as weird as
Is it?
at Road Warrior? Yeah, there's so much weird shit. Yeah, I'll tell you off mic on some stuff later on shit I know. But
Don't tell us. We want to watch it.
Yeah, no, I meant like about the inside baseball stuff of it.
He means it'll be in the extended version of this podcast episode. Is what he means to say.
But yeah, no, I mean
It
like
features Anya, Josephine, Marie, Taylor, Joy.
That's her full
Are
name.
you talking about Almond Joy?
Almond Joy.
Jeez, that's a
Man, I
name.
love her. She's just a great
She's
fucking actress.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she really is.
What did we-
I had kind of
Menu?
I
You
had
guys
a
watch it recently?
that's
Yeah, I know you guys
tainted
did.
view of her.
We
I
did
wa-
the episode.
I wasn't
yeah.
super crazy about the Vivitch when I saw it. I would like to rewatch
Vivitch?
it. And then I saw her in that fucking New Mutants movie, and I was like, oh no.
That's the one you liked her in?
Oh no, I
Oh,
didn't.
oh,
No,
okay.
I was like, the movie was horrible.
Oh, but that was your next
And they were
taste.
like,
Got
of
it.
all the things to cast her as, they cast her as a Russian teen girl, and it just did not. It just nothing about it worked for me.
Yeah.
And then I saw The Queen's Gambit. No,
Mhm.
actually, then I saw Last
Split.
Night in Soho.
What about Split? Shyamalan.
Yeah. Sorry,
She was
Split.
in that before Queen's Gambit even.
Yep. Recently revisited that. I don't know if it was for the show or not. I don't
She's
know.
amazing in that.
Yeah, really, really good in that. And then I saw her Last Night in Soho, and then I went back and watched Queen's Gambit, and fucking that blew me away. Like,
Queen's Gambit?
wow. Oh,
Good
yeah.
stuff?
Fucking
What about
incredible?
What about Last Night in Soho? Worth a watch?
I
can
think
think
it's
about that.
amazing. There's a really cool one shot that
Yeah.
they do in Last Night, you know,
The-
talking about
the dancing?
the dancing
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It like if you watch the way that they film it and you know it's one continuous camera shot going into it with no CGI, you're like, how
Super
It's
impressive.
staged so insane. Like,
yeah,
you're
it's
just like,
fucking crazy.
the amount of work that had to go into that sequence. Had to
the
be
camera
crazy.
works insane.
Featuring
too.
another actress that I love, Thomasin McKenzie.
Mhm.
God, she's fantastic too.
Thomasin McKenzie. Yeah, I like her a lot. She was in
Is it Thomasin
I
or
think Thomasin.
I think it's Thomasin.
Thomasin?
What is she in? She's in something real recent. That she's
Oh
great
yeah, I
in.
just saw
What
it.
the fuck was it?
She's like, she's like,
She's always mousy. Always.
yeah, she's
yeah.
mousy and sad and horny, and then she
That's
she works
it.
at,
She was
works
horny
at
in
a
it.
fucking
She was
prison.
fucking horny in it. Yeah.
She works at a
Fucking,
prison, and she works with
fucking,
what's her name from Devil Wears
Anne
Prada,
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, and
it's
she's
Carol.
like,
No, not Carol.
I'm
It's
a
Lesbian.
sexy- I'm a
Is it Eileen?
sexy
It's Eileen,
lady.
yes.
Eileen.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, I liked
Yeah,
it.
It's okay.
It didn't blow my doors off,
It
but
kind of
was
just
okay.
like it sets up a lot of promise, builds to a thing, pulls the rug out from under you a couple times. You're like, oh, okay.
Oh shit.
And then kind of just doesn't really like give you a quality ending. Like it doesn't really like resolve itself in a great way. But
No.
worth your time because it's well done overall.
Okay.
And the cool thing on that movie that I really did enjoy was Hathaway's performance. It's the best performance she's ever given.
Yeah,
Really?
man, I haven't seen her in anything in a fucking
she's
long time.
So fucking because it's like one of those like I used to always talk about like actors I love are and it's like I love like the Heath Ledgers of when I talk about that I mean I remember watching Brokeback Mountain after it won like a shitload of Academy Awards. I'm like this has to be fucking good, right? Like it has to be, right? At the end I was like it's okay. Like if it wasn't like taboo,
It's like a typical.
if it wasn't
love
taboo,
story.
it'd be so. Yeah, it's like there's nothing like controversial or innovative about the storytelling, right? But
Right.
it's a performance movie,
Yeah.
and Gyllenhaal's great in it and all, but like Ledger in that movie fucking rocked me. And this is like pre-Dark Knight, and because it's like I'm watching this guy, and it's like the first time for me where I see an actor who is so lost in a role, like I mean just like lost, where it's like his fundamental body is different.
You think you really butt fucked him? Well,
Maybe I wouldn't know what's about it. But it's the first time it's
Well,
like his
it is
face
a,
looked different. His face felt different. His like way he carried
Yeah.
himself, his like accent, like it's like it was like you were. This is a stranger to me, And then you become immersed in the story, and you kind of like as we were talking about Downey Jr. It's like comes a moment where the leap is there, and you no longer are watching an actor. You're watching a 3-dimensional person that didn't exist.
What do you
And-
think? What's your take on actors that do not break character throughout an entire?
method.
Yeah,
Just-
the Stanislavski thing,
just-
the method acting.
Yeah, they don't break. Even Offset, they don't break character. They are that committed. What's your
Yeah.
take on that?
I think it's one of those things where that shit's like really misunderstood. I think in some cases it's like, you hear the stories or whatever. And I think sometimes people think the stories are going to help lead to an award or something where it's like, no, they were so invested. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Like the Jared Leto thing where it kind of becomes obnoxious where you're like, okay, fucking cool.
Dead
Right.
Mice and Condoms, hilarious.
Yeah. Where it's like I heard someone tell a counter story of that where he did like a comedy TV series recently and he was in character for that, did the same thing, and then he sent the whole crew this like really thoughtful gift that was relevant to his character or whatever. And I'm like, okay, but that still doesn't, solve the like
The fact that it's bad.
obnoxiousness. Yeah, just
The fact that
even
it's
like
bad,
even if
you're
you
not
sent me like a nice fucking like $300 watch or some shit, I'd still
Right,
be
you're
like,
like, okay.
okay, I had to tolerate you being a fucking idiot for like
I am
like the Morbius thing where the director's like, yeah, we ran behind on schedule because he refused to not use a walker when he's supposed.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, come on, this is a point where it's like I understand like the plight of it is it does make sense, but I think the method gets lost on people where it's like the whole concept of like you have to. It's just like a thing where it's like if you've never truly felt heartache, how are you supposed to perform heartache?
Yeah.
Right? Like if you've never really been through it, where it's like you can't eat, you're sick, you're lost, you're going through like a lot of like stewing of emotions. Like if you've never been through it, you can't perform that.
I think,
And being able to tie it. Sorry, I'm gonna wrap this
Oh,
up.
no,
But
yeah,
to be
go
able to
for
tie it to like a real actionable thing that's tangible to you, like how do you get into that? How do you remind yourself of that? How do you get yourself into that headspace?
Yeah.
And you have to live in it.
Get there,
Because
yeah.
the complicated with the thing about a film versus like stage performance is like a stage performance is like a rock show. It's like you're in that character and you could put the suit on and take it off. And even if you do method, which a lot of those guys do the method for stage, you're able to fully like get through the emotion of the character in its performance front to back.
Yeah.
And when it's done, it's like you're able to like hang it up for the night. And like you're in that headspace and you have to stay in that headspace to be consistent. But you have that opportunity to walk away from it and exercise your feeling. But the complicated thing with the TV and film version of it, especially the film one, is like you have to sustain a feeling for several days over the course of several hours of somebody like calling, action, and you have to be in the headspace.
And how much does that put on your body too?
Yeah,
right?
it's draining in a way. It's like hard to relate that normal people I don't think will ever comprehend. It's like I remember one time getting to hang out with Lance Henriksen. He was doing all those conventions. And science
we just
stuff.
talked about this.
Yeah,
recently.
I love Lance, and I hung out with him all weekend. And
He told me about it. I was like, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah, and we went to we went to the bars and stuff afterwards, and we just hung out all weekend. But the thing is, I'd be sitting next to this guy as people were coming up to him for hours at a time, and the shit they're saying to him is like, it's this is real shit. This isn't acting, but it's it's people coming up and being like, hey, my dad died from cancer, and his favorite movie was Aliens.
Wow.
And your character was like something we talked about all the time, and it would mean so much to him.
Damn.
And you hear that, and the greatest of actors and the greatest of any kind of celebrity are the people who realize the humility of what's being said to them, no matter what the situation is. Even if someone just stops you on the street and wants to take a picture, like how much that moment in time might impact them for the rest of their lives in a way you're not sure of.
Like the guys from Delta Sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
We went to see Delta Sleep and ran into them in the street. That was fucking cool.
For me, as a guy that's not even receiving that information, to just sit next to him and listen to that hours, it's like, that is like, it's a type of draining that you don't get from like, man,
Dude,
I hate my
thing.
job, or like, man, I'm like fucking burnout of like, my kids are pissing me off. It's like way different to have like people place this like intense energy on you all the time. And so I think the reverse is true of like when people are doing method stuff. And I think it's not forgiveness for being shitty or being stupid. I don't think there's any reason for that. And there's actors who do it that aren't annoying, like Mayor of Eastwood, or Mayor of Easttown, Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet is method, but she's able to she puts it on and puts it off when she needs to. She can slip right in, slip right out, and like actors who do that have my respect.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Well, when I die, my favorite movie was Alien, so I would like a photograph from Douglas Wicker, who knew who was in that movie.
Photo of me with him for you. Yes. Hope this helps you, Danny.
Put that on his
wherever you're at.
That was very enlightening. We're gonna do Fuck, Marry, Kill, but there's a different. What was the other name?
Oh, come on, you butchered it.
You're
supposed to say, and now for America's favorite game.
Wheel of Fortune.
We should have done the gang vocal, but we didn't. We really fucked that
now
up.
For
We
America's
just try to get
favorite
ready.
game.
Do it again.
Here we go.
And now for America's favorite game.
It's called Sex Panther by Odeon.
What in the hell's diversity? I know it sounds harsh, but God does not want her to live.
No.
Okay, there was the lack of clapping afterwards really devalued it.
Here, now we'll. I'll just layer that.
This game is called.
Put a bunch of delays on it.
This game is called Clappin' Cheeks.
Oh.
What was it again?
I don't know. Clapping cheeks, playing for keeps, and
here we go.
Permanent sleeps.
W Riz.
Clapping cheeks, permanent sleeps, and forever keeps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's just fuck Mary Kill. All right.
It's just fuck Mary Kill.
Here we go.
I'm into it.
Dahmer, Hitler, Epstein.
Dahmer, Hitler, Epstein.
Yeah.
You have to kill Hitler, right?
Now hold on a minute.
Doug's like,
hear me out. Hear me out.
Now we gotta weigh how bad each of these guys are.
Well, you obviously marry Epstein, right?
He has the money.
But is that the lifestyle you want to be part of?
If you're in the will,
You don't have to know about it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to. You don't have to live at the island.
So let's talk about the we're gonna go take kill off the table for a minute so we can weigh the more interesting dynamic, which is the marry. So let's compare our three candidates for marriage.
Okay.
So we have Adolf Hitler, who famously, basically tried to kill off an entire race of people, started a war.
That's pretty bad.
It's kind of hard to summarize Hitler in a single yeah. And then we got Jeffrey Epstein, who I don't want to demonetize your podcast, but let's just say Google
demonetize
it.
Google it.
Yeah. Just Google it and turn off Safe Search.
I think if you're listening to this,
on,
you know.
Yeah.
Probably don't turn off Safe Search.
Don't turn off Safe Search. You'll
wind up on a list.
You'll end up
Is
on a
Dahmer
list.
the least evil here?
Yes. We live in a world where Danny created a situation where Jeffrey Dahmer is probably less of an offender than the other two.
Yeah, but I mean, legit though, he didn't eat or fuck any straight dudes. So Really,
So
if
you're
you
saying
marry
we're
him,
off the
you're
table?
the
Oh, so
safest.
there was no sexual relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a marriage of convenience.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's
But
kind of
is
easy.
it
then.
convenient though when he's got dead bodies in his refrigerator and
I'll
flies
take him
everywhere?
fishing with me, man. He can just take some pictures.
Be like, hey, we're gonna do a separate room kind of situation.
we're gonna do a separate. We're gonna
Upstairs, downstairs.
We're gonna do a separate mailing address situation.
How about you stay in the guest room, Dahmer?
Upstairs, downstairs. I like it.
Guest
We're gonna-
house, maybe.
Guest house. There you go.
Yeah, you have the garage. Let it put mothballs everywhere.
And we'll- All right.
God, he looks like he smells like mothballs. You know what I mean? And that's a very distinct
Smell
descriptor
or-
because you have to get really close to know what that smells like.
Right. So
To a moth's balls. You know what I'm saying?
We've taken care of marriage.
Yes, I guess we're marrying.
Yeah, Dahmer.
Yeah.
He'll get caught.
all right,
Maybe
who-
you're not part of it.
Who do you want to fuck? Hitler or
Oh
Epstein?
no. Yeah, we got to get the fuck conversation figured out. I imagine Hitler's probably got some freak in him.
Epstein's probably into it. That's probably like way up his alley.
Yeah, Epstein, I don't think you're going to surprise him. He's going to surprise
No,
you.
yeah.
And I would bet you Epstein probably has a weird, funky STD we can't track. You know, he's got some
Right.
kind of crazy ass shit you've never heard of.
Got
you know?
it from an armadillo.
Here's my
Yeah.
question. Here's my question. Is it like a hate fuck? Like, do you know what these
See,
people
that's
have
what
done?
I see.
You
They
just
don't
have to.
qualify
You
the
just
fuck.
have to fuck them.
They don't qualify with
Do
the
they
fuck
fuck you?
You can make your own terms. You can make your own terms when it
Okay.
comes to fucking.
I think Hitler would be too prissy, and I think that would actually
no,
benefit
only
you.
missionary.
Because you would,
What was that?
You'd be fucking Hitler, and you'd be like, "Who's your daddy?" And he'd be like, "We will ask the questions."
you're like fucking Hitler. He's like, I don't want to talk about my daddy.
These accents are killing me.
Oh yes,
Oh,
like-
yes.
9-9.
Doug's was getting so close to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He is Austrian.
That's true. Yeah, he is.
That's pretty hard. No, don't
It's
fuck me.
Austrian.
9.
So, what do you think, Dan?
What do I think?
I guess you asked
What's
the
your
question.
take? I'm gonna go
Yeah,
fuck
I
Hitler.
asked the question.
You're gonna go fuck Hitler.
fuck
and then-
Hitler.
Yeah, I think I'd probably fuck Hitler because I think he'd be real upset about it.
And I bet she smells good.
You think?
Yeah, look at how he dresses. He's theatric. He cares
probably-
about his
he
appearance.
probably
True.
does smell
He
nice.
did for like 1940. He cares about the mustache, the hair it's on.
Nah, he's getting his,
on fleek.
he's getting
And he
his-
does have a flair for architecture, so maybe there's some more going on there.
You never know. He'll cradle the balls.
I
'cause he
don't
care-
know what
he
having a
cares
flair
about-
for architecture.
Right. What does that have to do with
Brandon's
anything?
just riding.
It means
Birdman's riding with it, just
Yeah,
being like,
he'll,
say
he'll
my name,
cradle
it
the
doesn't
balls
matter.
because
Oh,
he
I've
cares
never heard
about
you call that,
structural
like-
support. You know,
yeah. But it's, it's like I don't know what it means. Like he just looks at me, yes, whatever.
Yes.
I didn't know there's a. He gets off mic. He's like, Danny, what is it about architects? That's all you should know about.
All right. What's next?
phallic imagery. So what? We decided we're gonna fuck Hitler and kill Epstein. That seems
backwards to
That seems
me.
backwards
but-
because Epstein's already dead.
Wait, would you have to?
Oh, is he dead in this conversation?
Yeah, right,
Like,
that's
we
what I was
probably
gonna-
should have started. And Hitler,
Well,
for
they're
that matter.
all dead. Yeah,
And,
I guess you
fuck.
could just
Oh
come
my
on.
God.
You just come on some bones. Dahmer's dead. They're all dead. Anyway, we'll move to
Yeah,
the next
right,
one.
damn.
All right, next one.
We're gonna get canceled on that.
The Great Depression, the Tuskegee experiments, or 9/11.
Okay, so I don't know what the
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee.
That's where the government gave
black people to
gave
go.
it
syphilis.
tons of black people syphilis and just left it untreated to see what would happen,
and
which isn't good.
And ironically, go look up the Tuskegee Airmen, and you'll see a common theme when they say Tuskegee.
I don't think I'd have sex with that. I don't think I want to have sex with that.
No, well, that's you would think, but
He's like syphilis.
I bet the Great
9/11.
Actually, I
bet
bet the Great Depression would give you a real run for your money if you were going to fuck the Great Depression.
at the very least, the Great Depression would be cheap.
It would
It'd be dry as
and
fuck.
great. No, that's the Dust Bowl.
I just picture it being dry.
Before we were
because-
talking about the
What do you
high
think?
school dropout rate, we're coming to even when you graduate, it's not that much better.
Which one of these horrible
Right.
tragedies do you guys want to have sex with?
Probably the Great Depression.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to fuck the Great Depression.
How do you fuck 9/11?
It's strange enough that I don't know it, so it's I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
And then kill or marry.
Kill or marry?
Fuck, that's.
Oh,
yeah. I
guess I'd marry
I'm gonna
9/11.
I'm gonna marry. We kind of did marry 9/11. If you think
that's
about
true.
it.
You never forget. Never forget your
kind of did.
We're
anniversary.
still here. We talk about the anniversary every year. It never goes well.
Man, that was such a bizarre thing to happen while we were in school,
Yeah.
right?
Nothing
Yeah.
like watching people die on TV. Just
Just,
to let you know.
just
Gonna,
hey,
so
everyone
we're
run
graduating?
upstairs. We're going to turn on the TV and you're going to watch some planes fly into a building in New York.
Yeah. So,
Huh?
so yeah, that's why we married it. Like,
Just, excuse me?
Thank
Still
God
trying to
they're not
understand how we
flying
got
over
here.
here.
That was
over
okay.
over Missouri.
It's when I say it's my favorite thing. I just want to. That's probably not the way to go about this, but it was always my favorite thing. Right after that, whenever people in the middle of fucking nowhere, Missouri, were like, "If those motherfuckers fly that shit
if
into
they-
my fucking house,
It reminds me of that stupid fucking country song where it's like, try that in a small town.
yeah.
Try that in a small town or
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe like in their world they were gonna get invaded by Russia or something. And have to
They-
beat their
they don't
asses.
care about
Oh
the
yeah, they
arch.
love Russia.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot they all love Russia. We're gonna get invaded by Australia.
In a small town, they don't need 4 planes.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
No, there's not even a spot to land the fucking.
What are
And
they
if
gonna
there is,
It's not big enough. It's not tall enough.
the airways, it has bumps in it.
They're just gonna hit the bank. Congratulations, you're all homeless now.
The Potosi
They're gonna hit
Airport.
the Potosi City Hall.
It has bumps in the runway. Did you know that?
What's the
has a
Bush
huge,
meme?
like-
What's the Bush meme when they're like leaning out and they're like, second. What's the fucking bit?
What is it?
Sir, a second
Yeah.
plane's hit.
Oh,
Yeah,
A second plane hit.
Sir, second planes hit the Potosi City Hall.
Oh God damn it! All right, so we're gonna
Joe
marry.
Blue.
Wait, we're gonna have sex with the
We're having sex with the Twin Towers. 9/11.
No,
No,
we're marrying. We're
marrying.
marrying the
You're right,
Twin
you're right.
Towers.
We're gonna
yeah.
have-
And we're gonna fuck the Great Depression.
we're gonna
And-
fuck
the Great
and then
Depression.
kill.
Yeah, we're gonna kill the
Tuskegee
Tuskegee
Airmen.
experiments. Yeah, I like that.
That would make sense.
Tuskegee Airmen, the Tuskegee experiments. But then you have to qualify why we're killing them because then it kind of
Not the airmen. Not the airmen.
Damn,
They're
dude, that is
probably
fucked.
already dead. Okay, Hawking, Einstein, or Da Vinci? Which one's the least insufferable to be around all the time?
Einstein or Da Vinci. All right, the first we're going with Mary first or
think
fuck first.
You do
Doesn't-
whatever you
yeah,
want.
I guess it doesn't matter. I guess
Yeah,
Usually you marry and then fuck, right?
I would
As long-
marry Da Vinci because he's got a lot more shit just generally to talk about.
Yeah.
He's not talking about math and he's not talking about fucking science. He's like, I'm gonna paint some shit today. And you're
What
like,
if I was
"All
the
right, Leo."
What if I was the fucking
yeah.
Peruvian man?
Yeah, because he's like, I guess I'm gonna draw this like
Just like-
perfectly accurate human anatomy, and then I'm gonna go fucking create an airplane. And you're like, oh, keep doing you, Leo.
Fuck yeah,
Big
dude.
fat
Yeah,
gut,
yeah,
little
yeah.
tiny
Marry
dick.
that.
Yeah, marry that guy. He's got
yeah.
prospects.
I like that.
You know,
He's
paint
got
shit.
prospects.
Yeah.
Marry, fuck.
Okay, then you got Hawking and Einstein.
Who'd you rather fuck?
Oh,
God damn.
well, I mean, like Albert could at least put his back into it.
Yeah, I mean, Hawkins would be a lame lay, dude.
It would be a lame lay.
And I would bet he probably doesn't smell very great.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
the smell's
Yeah.
important to me.
So you're gonna kill him?
I guess if you're into like if you're
Unfortunately.
into poo play, I'm sure that
Yeah.
colostomy bag's a
Yeah.
big plus.
Yeah.
But
And like you're trying to have sex with him, he's like, "Thank you for it," and he's wiggling his finger on the thing. Please,
Oh.
Daddy.
oh,
Holy shit.
ew.
Wrong hole.
Oh, is that the feeding tube hole? That's my mistake.
Oh, wow. We're getting deep.
Yeah. So I mean, Einstein though, I imagine he's honestly there. I was like, smart people have bad hygiene, so I'm thinking about the smell of Einstein, but Einstein, but it'd be less. I feel like
So you're gonna fuck
Einstein?
You're saying you're gonna fuck Hitler and Einstein? Is that what am I hearing that correctly? I don't think Einstein would
keeping tabs
probably
over
be.
here now?
You think Einstein would stink a little bit?
Probably, but not as bad as Hawking.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, like
No,
Hawking's
Hawking
gotta
stinks
be-
like a hospital stink.
Hawking-
It's different. That's a different
Hog
stick.
smells like a sponge bath.
Yeah.
Einstein just has like a general funk.
He's
to
got like
him.
a musk.
A musk.
You know, like
Yeah.
maybe hasn't showered in a couple days. You know,
Yeah.
Did deodorant exist back then?
You know what? I don't think so. Not like as we know it. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Huh.
maybe in his later life, but
Yeah, it's all right
Hey,
though.
Siri.
Aluminum,
yeah,
aluminum in his deodorant just would have fucked him up, man. You know, let him cook.
Just fucking
Let him
rub
cook.
aluminum foil in his armpit. It's like, you stinky
Oh,
motherfucker. Every time we
shit.
have sex, it's fucking disgusting.
did you have another one or no?
Yeah, here we go. Last one. It's the last one I've got anyway. Unless you guys have some, I'm happy to do more. I've got Rosa Parks, Helen Keller, or Amelia Earhart.
Jesus.
Rosa Parks, Helen Keller, or Amelia Earhart.
I'm gonna kill Helen Keller because it'll be easy.
Man,
Holy shit. I guess I was gonna say kill Helen Keller just
Yeah.
to kind of put her out of her misery.
yeah,
Put her out of my misery.
I'm not going to state my reason. I'm going to say Helen Keller. I refuse to make a statement.
All right. Fucking marry Rosa Parks or Amelia Earhart.
I'm marrying Rosa Parks.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
in my head, that's
Yeah,
the
I
kind
think
of
so.
lady.
Plus,
that can,
Amelia-
she can make a fucking mean apple pie.
Amelia Earhart, I bet she's down for the Devil's Three-Way.
You think?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait,
She seemed
wait,
like
what's
she
the
was
Devil's
she was
Three-Way?
probably down with chicks.
It's the Eiffel Tower. Well,
Oh, no,
that's the
wait.
Devil's Three-Way is the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
the like? I don't, two chicks and a dude. What's that called? Just a regular threesome?
I
Menage a
think it's
trois.
just called Two Chicks and a Dude.
Menage. Two
Look up
chicks.
the
at the same
Wikipedia
time.
article on
Yeah,
that.
you never hear it called a menage a trois when it's like two dudes and a girl. It's like, no, it's when I have a menage a trois. It's like, that sounds sexy. This is my brother Kevin. It never goes down like that. It's always like sensual fucking late night
shit.
Cinemax shit where you're like, okay, these two chicks are just rubbing on each other now.
I like that.
Yeah, no, Rosa Parks, yeah, she can make an apple pie, I bet, and you know she'll take care of you.
Fuck yeah.
She gives a fuck. She's a
She
good.
does.
She's a person to marry.
She's a
Yeah.
giver.
Yeah, she gives a fuck. She's just like, you
Wait,
know,
so what? Marry her,
yeah,
kill Helen Keller, and then fuck Amelia Earhart.
Amelia, yeah, she had the bod. Yeah, I'd riz her up.
Whatever happened? Whatever happened to her, by the way?
She crashed the plane. Remember?
nobody knows. That's the joke. Where's she at now?
Where are they now?
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Hey,
anybody,
Siri,
anybody got an
where's-
extra? Anybody got an extra one that's equally as offensive?
I don't think so. I think
yeah, no.
I think we've covered our bases on clapping cheeks,
Doing the other thing.
clapping cheeks, permanent keeps, and forever permanent sleeps and forever keeps. There we go.
Dirt sleeps.
Dirt sleeps.
Overrated, underrated.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate!
Anybody else want to negotiate?
You guys have anything from the hip? Here's what I've got. I've got toasted Ravs. Where are you at on toasted Ravs?
Appropriately rated.
Overrated and underrated.
Overrated for me.
I'm gonna on toasted Ravs. I'm gonna go overrated.
I'm gonna go overrated as well. What you said? Fairly rated.
You said
I
properly.
said fairly. We already just started and I broke the rule. I didn't
Defend,
make it.
No, you can-
defend your
I mean,
position.
You can say.
Even when I have bad toasted Ravs, like say they're been setting out for a while, at like a wedding or
A
something,
thing,
like one of the thing. They're
You
still
have good
decent.
diarrhea?
They're still decent. Yeah, you might get diarrhea from them, but it's like you're not puking.
But it's
you
good
just have
diarrhea.
diarrhea.
Good diarrhea.
Right? It's like if I'm puking from my food, I'm mad. If I'm shitting from it, I'm just annoyed. So it's like if I don't puke, then it's a success.
I've had some fucking amazing T-Raps, I will
Yeah.
say.
I've had some good ones, but the majority of them that
I've
I've
just
had,
been disappointed. Like,
it's the corners. The corners suck.
what about like
They're just
two,
like
two?
Too like hard overcooked dough.
Yeah,
Not a fan.
So, yeah, I'm a fan.
I can see that. They're very
Controversial.
Controversy.
Very.
Yeah, I would just me personally, overrated, but
I had some. I will say the best ones I ever had were actually frozen, just like from the frozen section or whatever.
Really?
We threw them in the air fryer, and they were like kocha and fucking some other cheese. They were like a fluffy cheese and a melty cheese mixed together, and they were fucking amazing. But like the normal like ground beef ones or Italian sausage or whatever they're supposed to be that you get everywhere.
The normal one somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never had a really good one.
You know, you just made me think of something that I haven't before. You know how you have like your local emo style frozen pizzas at like grocers? You have, like Dogtown, Katie's Pizza.
fucking love Dogtown pizza.
You know, like there's another one's kind of like Dogtown that's around.
Lena's? No.
Yeah, Lena's.
We should get into the frozen pizza business.
Yeah.
We'll talk after.
And then, and of course, Emo's has its own, you know, but it's weird because it's like you're talking about the toasted Ravs, and I'm thinking about the amount of times I've seen those in the frozen section, but never thought, is that a local company making those? Because who the fuck else would be making them?
It's gotta be.
The ones I got were in like a green and white bag.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, but it's like I'm also like
no one else.
Like who's making? No one talks about the frozen ones. Like no one's ever like, oh yeah, you know, like the same way they do like Dogtown or something.
Well, at least you can cook them to your preference when they're frozen or whatever. Because I like them. I like them as long as they're heated all the way through. I like them slightly under.
Really, I think I like the crunch. I like when they crunch.
Yeah, well, it's I get that. That's why I tell you what. If I was into the crunch, they would be fairly rated for me.
Yeah, I wonder who it is. Who's doing it? We got to get.
There's got to be it's got to be a local company we've never heard of doing it, but multiple because I've seen more than one type.
Here's the next one I have on the list. It's very.
I want to finish my cause real quick.
Oh yeah, please.
What I'll say is, periodically when I'm traveling and I'm in a place where I'm like, this person doesn't even fucking know what St. Louis is, right? Like just. Like I was working with this lady, she was Cuban. I was down in Tampa, Florida.
Great place to get stabbed.
Yeah, would like not a conversation where you're talking, and she's like, "Where are you guys from?" We're talking. She's like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah, St. Louis." She goes, "Oh, the home of the toasted Ravs." Like people know it.
They know it.
They know it. And the other, not that that's the conversation here, but even when you're in like a fucking barbecue haven, like South Carolina or something, you will see St. Louis style pork ribs.
Right.
So like our little bit of culture for food and those
kind of
travels. Weird pickle things, it travels. People
Mm.
talk about the emos, the thin crust. They talk about that.
I have heard
they talk about the toasted Ravs,
the St. Louis style ribs.
St. Louis style ribs, and the one that I never hear like an opinion about is the toasted Ravs. Like those people, they like them. They like them.
Most of the time, they like them. Yeah,
the people I've talked to, if they talk about it,
not
they like it.
It's a fun little. I love an appetizer.
What's very controversial is our pizza.
Yeah,
our St. Louis style pizza.
Well, that brings me to the next thing on my list: Provel.
Overrated or underrated?
Overrated or underrated? I say under. Obviously, I think Provel is incredible.
Under.
I think it's bullshit that they're not allowed to call it cheese.
I didn't know that.
That fucking makes me
what
really
the fuck
mad.
Are you eating glue?
It's other cheeses just melted together, but it's one too many for whatever authority claims what things are and aren't cheese. But if I take a thing and it's made of 7 cheeses and nothing else but 7 cheeses, then it's fucking cheese.
I agree.
Yeah,
isn't that kind of like
who says it's not cheese?
The cheese people, man.
The broccoli family.
The broccoli family.
Is it the same people that make that decision though? That are like, it's only called
champagne.
Yeah. Like those type of people.
If
it's only
from
this.
Champaign, Illinois,
it's got to be. If it's from the Tuscan Hills, and you're like, okay. Cool, like it tastes just like the other thing,
right?
Yeah, so I wonder if that's the same rule that they're like, it's not cheese, but then it's still cheese.
The Provel name trademark first used in 1947.
That's why they don't call it Provel.
Held by the Cherney Company of Glenview, Illinois.
Yeah, but that's why they don't call it Provel, because someone would have to pay copyright on it.
What you're not going to see is that that's owned by the broccoli family.
Who also
the broccoli family's a real fucking thing. A little bit.
We have a bit on that.
I know. They invented broccoli.
He told me that over the course of.
It's true.
Shut the fuck up. I still can't tell whether he believed it. I think he believed it.
Yeah, but now he's making a joke.
But now he's making a joke out of it.
Yeah.
If you only knew.
And now it's become kind of a conspiracy theory.
What do you got next?
What about broccoli?
What do I have next?
Overrated or underrated?
More of a Sprouts guy myself.
I think underrated. It's so many
Fucking
things.
love broccoli.
Broccoli's when they call it a superfood, they fucking mean it. I love it.
Yeah.
I can eat it every day.
They took the gene for broccoli and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. 12 other vegetables. Cabbage? Yeah, it's a fucking broccoli. You know what I mean? And that's why the broccoli
Cabbage
family.
is a fucking broccoli.
The broccoli family
That's
and
why
the
they're so
Build-A-Bears.
powerful.
The Build-A-Burgers or whatever their name is.
Did you know Build-A-Burger's based out of St. Louis? Did you know
Build
that?
a burger?
Yeah.
Build
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
They used to call it
Build-A-Bear.
Fuddruckers.
Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bear, I
We
did
can't
know
pivot
that,
so
yeah.
hard from food to Build-A-Bear. Like, it's too hard. The brain just fucking contorted that
That's
shit
our
right up.
That's our new restaurant, Build a Burger.
Build-A-Burger. Yeah.
It's like
because
Five
it's on
Guys,
people's
but-
menu, so they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll just be. It'll be one of those restaurants where everybody's rude to you on purpose. You like
Yeah.
walk up to the register and instead of going, "Hi, what can I get?" They just go, "What?"
Dude, you gotta wonder if someone's ever went into a restaurant and the guy's just like fucking unhinged. It's like, and he's like, whatever you want, bitch. And like she's never been there and like goes to night and he's like, what the fuck? Oh, this must be one of those places.
Oh, yeah.
And she like gets to the end.
Okay,
she's like,
dickhead.
She's like, are you gonna insult me? And like, what are you talking about? She's like, that guy just called me a bitch. Like, what's my insult? And like, no, we don't do that here,
We
man.
don't do that.
Yeah, just, what the fuck? Are you allowed to have outrage then when you went fucking 15 minutes not pissed about?
Oh
All right.
man.
What was your other underrated? Overrated?
I got it's like the basic bitch one. It's just pineapple on pizza.
I'm for it.
You fuck with that? I'll fuck with it.
No, I'm gonna go overrated. Personal.
I'll go under. I like
personal.
the there's like pepperoni, pineapple, and jalapenos.
Oh yeah,
Oh baby. Yeah.
I like bacon, pineapple.
Oh, bacon,
but
pineapple.
The jalapeno.
The
that's
better
a fucking-
Canadian bacon? Come on, Canada.
Yeah.
Get with
You
it.
could
How do you
bacon
guys
better.
feel about chicken bacon?
I like chicken bacon.
Oh, yeah, I'll fuck
Yeah.
with chicken bacon all day.
I
long.
want bad bacon. I want to eat the.
You always
I
want the
eat
bad
the one that's
bacon.
bad for you. Like,
But
give
then
me the
you're
thick,
like-
fatty cut. And like
Right.
my cholesterol is literally fucking skyrocketing just staring at it.
Heart's just screaming
I
at
was
you.
like,
You
one
open the
more
box.
of those, one less beat of this.
You just take the lid off the box, the steam hits you, and your heart just goes.
It's like you look at it, starts palpitating. You're like,
Yeah.
you're on your last leg, bud.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know.
What about you? You got one? Got one? Anybody got one in your pocket?
Overrated, underrated.
Overrated, underrated? Avatar. The movie Avatar.
Overrated.
Overrated. I think that's
Overrated.
easy for us.
Yeah. I
So
think
confusing to me, man. Like he spends how long was it between Titanic and that? 13 years.
I don't know. He was in a submarine the whole time.
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
like 13
He's
years.
fucking
and,
weird.
You know,
Well,
when
the
you're
time between the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And it's like, like for people of our age, it's like, that man was a huge staple of our childhood. I'm like, give me
Yeah.
more of that shit before I'm out of school. Give me a few more of those.
Mhm.
And then, it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
And then we finally get Avatar, and it's like, that's it.
That's what you
He's,
got.
no, this is just warming up for the next one. And you're like,
And the
this
next
is-
one's just a slightly
Yeah, I'm
better
like, how
version
about
of the
your
same.
how about you're warming up for giving me something that's not this shit?
What
Whatever's
about
happening.
what about in this one? Okay, in the new Avatar, what if they have to move to a rough neighborhood, and
yeah.
then the humans come to shoot up the place?
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
that?
No. Yep.
I don't
It's
know.
they're
They're fucking-
overrated.
Sounds overrated.
They're dumb. Yeah, they are overrated. That's the only other one I got. You got nothing? Got nothing?
Yeah, I
to pull
got
out of
one
your
like
ass?
Star Wars at large.
Overrated.
TV shows, all the movies, the franchise.
Overrated.
Do you know how many of those things I've ever like really been into?
3.
I liked The Empire Strikes Back,
Mhm.
and that's it.
You know how many I've seen?
I heard the Clone Wars is good.
Really? I like, I like the original trilogy. I do. Like, I appreciate it, and I appreciate it because I kind of got into this weird habit over the last, 5 or 6 years maybe of, revisiting these things that have all this baggage, that we've all watched. Obviously this fucking, Star Wars.
Here's my thing about
Yeah.
Star Wars. Do you think it's a household thing?
Yes.
Or do you think
Yes,
it's
I think it's
because
transcended.
Yeah.
my parents,
It's Wheaties and Barack Obama.
they didn't watch.
I think for our age, I think for little kids, since Disney has especially acquired it, I think most kids almost are like indoctrinated by it. Not, you know, like in a sense, it's like it's just so pop culturally relevant. It's kind of like when you're a little kid and there's things you just know, like Luke, I am your father. It doesn't matter if you've fucking seen it or not.
Right.
Like, you know
Yeah.
it. You know,
You
Neo,
know it.
I'm the one.
It's
Like,
not actually
red pill,
what he
blue
says.
pill. Like people don't even have to fucking see it to know it. You know.
Yeah.
But I think the first three movies, like I said, I kind of unhitch myself. Like some that I've done that with over the last few years that I really am glad I did. It's like rewatching Terminator and just like the first movie, unhitch fucking everything you know. Like, just watch it for what it is. Like, as the information's coming to you. Like, you've
fucking
never seen it
incredible,
before.
yeah.
And then you're like, man, this is like, in a lot of ways, this is like
Before its
extremely
time
groundbreaking.
and-
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
Terminator,
conceptually,
Alien,
it's like,
RoboCop.
because like, think about being somebody. Think about that thing strictly from a story and like terms of story beats, right? You as an audience that have never seen Terminator and your friends are just like, it's real fucking good, dude. You should go see it. You go see that movie, right?
Yeah, you know nothing about
How
it.
long
You've never
into
seen
that
a trailer,
movie
nothing.
do you have the first glimmer that Schwarzenegger is a robot?
It's like
45 minutes.
Yeah, I was
into
like
that movie.
45, 50 minutes into it.
Yeah, it's like almost like it basically is what kickstarts the entire like last act of the movie, right? It's like you go so long with not knowing that what that guy's deal is, and if you rewatch it, there's always like little. But if you watch it, there's always like
Terminator.
There's always like little sprinklings and shit. Although this line comes a little bit later, but like one of the cops, whenever she's arrested and she's talking about him like punching out the windshield and shit, the cop's like, "Oh, PCP." I think it's Lance Henriksen actually. It's like he's like PCP. You know, I saw a guy
Angel
do, and he
dust.
tells her like, yeah, it's Henriksen because it's
Yeah.
one of those like that cool like that era of the 80s where he'd kind of like half say something and kind of drift and pull on the line a little bit. But yeah, he does it. Yeah, I saw a guy, you know, it's like I saw a guy high on PCP once, and she like pulls away from him and he like drifts off the story. But like, you know, there's all that little shit trickled all in the first 45 minutes of that movie where it's like hinting, it's like maybe he's on steroids.
Right.
Maybe he's on some kind of like psychotic.
some
Like
kind
you
of
as the
drug,
audience
yeah.
have no fucking idea other than something weird happens when he shows
But I
up.
love that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
Like there's a weirdness to him showing up. There's like, you know, you don't know if he's human or not. Like, you know, it's like, you know, he's like not of this earth.
Right,
And-
obviously.
yeah. And so like you watch that movie and you're like, fuck, god damn, this
just
was
for
like
what
just
it
good
is. Yeah,
for what it
just
is.
to-
Yeah, just hold on to that. Hold
yeah.
on to you don't that doesn't need to be in the trailer. By the way, this guy's a robot
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the future.
Right.
Yeah, imagine that you just hint that there's something fucking off about him. You know, although I haven't seen the Terminator trailer in forever, so it could be that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then the other one, of course, being Halloween, like Michael Myers, like just fucking erase all of the shit after
just
the
watch
first
the
movie.
original.
He's
And just watch the
horrifying.
first movie, and that dude is scary as fuck because it's like, it's basically a movie where the killer never gives his rationale for what he's doing.
Right.
Like, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, you know, they wronged me, or, you know, like Jason.
But that's
or something,
what's
where it's like, you
that's
know,
what's awesome about it.
yeah, it's like he just literally, it's like, it's so like banal in a lot of ways where it's like, it's just so like, it's frank. It's presented in a way that's like, there's like, he just does it. Like,
Mhm.
it's
That's it.
just
He
the engine. And that's what I remember when the David Gordon Green one came out in 2018.
David Jordan, what?
David Gordon Green,
David Gordon Green?
the 2018 Halloween.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one thing that I thought they just fucking killed in that movie was they nailed the performance of Michael Myers. Like they got it dialed into that first movie so correctly.
That is true. I like the bit where they show him and he's like locked in the fucking, you know what I mean, in the place, like when he's actually still in the prison.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
he's like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
very dangerous. Like,
Yeah,
of course
you
he's
see capable of
segregated.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's horrifying.
yeah, but
like
that
just
Warner,
his presence is fucking terrifying.
that Warner when he first shows up in Haddonfield, and it's like that one just long, probably like 6 or 7 minute take of him just like walking, like looking in someone's window, and then and the camera is just subjective with him the whole time, right? Like it's following with him, like in his POV as he like walks over and he like grabs that hammer out of the toolbox and he
How's
like,
that-
walks into the house.
You
and,
saw
like,
that fucking new movie where it's like from the POV of the deranged killer or whatever.
Yeah,
Cool.
In a Violent Nature.
Yeah. In a violent nature.
You know what? Everyone I know that's seen it's loved it, and some people loved it like a lot. And I had such high expectations for it, like exceedingly high. I think to the point where I let myself down because like that
bummer.
dude. Like, do you remember those ABCs of Death movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the second one, the Z segment, where that girl gets pregnant and the guy's gonna go out and get like a root for her or something, and the baby continues growing because she promises she's not going to like have the baby until he gets back, and he just never shows back up. And like she just like continues, and this kid finally is like 12 years old, and like just rips out of her.
What?
Yeah, it's real sick. It's the very last segment of the second movie,
Wow.
and it's by far of those two movies probably like the most like next level filmmaking
Of those what?
of those two movies.
Oh!
walked into it. Anyway, yeah, that
Thank you.
that guy made that movie, and that's the last thing he made.
Wow.
And that was in like 2014.
Isn't that so weird how that happened? Like, that's just what happened.
I know he does like effects work on shit. Like he works on a crew of dudes that did Psycho Goreman.
I feel like sometimes that just happens. Like someone has a thing, they do it, and then they kind of just get back to.
Famously, Terrence Malick makes fucking 2 of the most iconic films of all time. Writes a couple scripts that were hot. Disappears for 30 years.
Help me out, Terrence Malick.
Tree of Life.
I've never seen Tree of Life.
The movies he's known for are Days of Heaven and Badlands. And then he made Thin Red Line. That's what he came back to make. And then he made... what else? He fucking... Normally people could just spout the shit off.
Thin Red Line, Tree of Life, A Hidden Life, Days of Heaven, The New World, Badlands, Song to Song, Night of Cups, To the Wonder, Voyage of Time, and The Way of Wind, not to be confused with The Way of the Water.
Different things. Imagine someone that thinks that's the sequel.
Right?
Where's the blue people at?
What the fuck?
Where's all the water?
I do like this. I do like this picture of him.
Is it what? Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
That's He looks crazier now than he does in that. You should look up like 2020 or whatever. He's crazy looking. But fuck, we got such on a tangent. Where were we at?
We were fucking.
were we
I think
at?
that was it. We were gonna do. You guys want to play? You guys want to play the fucking? Do you want to do? do you want to? I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you guys want to do the fucking the?
Spit it out.
The do you
Christ, are you having a stroke?
You guys smell?
Is this a bit?
Do you guys smell burnt hair? I made a game. It's just like the Leonard Maltin game, but it's the Roger Ebert game based on his reviews. We could play that for a bit, or we can do the pitch room, or whichever first.
Let's do the Ebert thing.
Yeah, sure. Hit that up.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull that up here.
Your
real
show,
quick.
baby.
A very, very funny guy. Used it as comedy fodder. We're all reacting to it. We're responding to it, and you were part of that. And the music was very distracting, but before the tech guys finally turned it off.
Well, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that up real quick.
You don't have a guy for that? I thought it was
Yeah,
on a real
I don't.
podcast.
Okay, let me just go ahead and pull that up real quick.
Nope. Yep.
Are you actually doing? You know, when you're communicating with someone, and okay, sir, let me go ahead and pull that up real quick.
I mean, I guess you got to because they're waiting on you. Imagine being the guy that breaks that down. Like he's, hey, Birdman can pull up for me real quick, and you're like in the conversation, and like doesn't come up, and you're just like, hey, where are we at on that?
Are you pulling that up?
All right, here we go.
Didn't I ask you to pull that up?
Who wants to go first? Doug's gonna go first.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first,
Danny.
Danny.
For your what is that? Is that a real tree vape? What kind of vape is that?
Pay some crickets in there.
I don't really know.
Is
It's
it
like
real tree?
it looks like it. Yeah.
Dopest flavored. What would a real tree vape be like?
Oh fuck!
Just be
Dude, I thought you just
Dopest.
said dopest, and I was like, dopest flavor. Okay, where we
Yeah.
going with
Yeah.
that? Just like, then I'm like, nope,
Doritos?
What's it like?
Dopest.
All right, Doug. I rolled you a random number here.
Okay.
And you got a 19. So here we go. This is a
Please don't be 1919.
so
That's the silent film
that's
era.
the year. Yeah.
I know,
The year.
Like, is this the silent? Wait, which Charlie Chaplin movie?
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck!
No, I got a list of 20 things.
This was called a soundy.
So, how we're going to play the Roger Ebert game, this is exactly the same game as the Leonard Maltin game, but I just did it with a different film critic because I didn't want to steal somebody else's thing, although I totally am.
Yeah,
Isn't that what we always?
definitely didn't steal this.
No, this is totally original.
All of our
We did a
original
thing
ideas.
exactly
So-
like the Leonard Maltin game,
Exactly.
but we call it the Roger Ebert game.
What if we played a game called Fuck, Marry, Kill, but called it?
Right? It's time for everyone's favorite game show. Okay, so what you're going to get for the Roger Ebert game is you are going to get the genre, the year the film was released in theaters, the star rating by fabled critic Roger Ebert, and a short description of the film. And then in the reverse, the
What's wrong with
reverse,
all of us tonight? We finally got Danny though. It's gotten both of us a couple times.
I started drinking at 3:30,
and he's still going.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
On the clock, they were like, "We're gonna have a happy hour meeting." I'm like,
it's like I'm 6 beers deep, and I haven't even clocked down yet.
I had 3
Well,
beers.
he works from home, so
3 beers before that meeting was over.
When we used to do happy hour at the brewery, but just making beer, just drinking beer all the time.
Yeah, like at one point, is it just like you lean open a valve up? Because I don't want to clean up the bottles.
Just right from the teat.
Just fucking
right.
straight.
You squeeze it,
fucking shoot it straight in.
The beer udder. Do they have a beer udder on the outside of the fermenters?
Go
That'd
ahead,
be
Danny.
awesome.
Udder.
And then,
Dude, bottle of beer, it's gonna get
it would be good. It'd be a good physical gag. So there are 10, with the exception of one film that only has 9 people in it. Every film on the list has a total of the top 10 people that were billed for the credit roll in the reverse order of billing. So the biggest star will be revealed last. So in a 1994 horror film that got 3 stars from Roger Ebert, who said a stronger plot engine might have drawn us more quickly to the end, but on a scene-by-scene basis, the film is a skillful exercise in macabre imagination. How many names do you think?
I'm gonna be brave here, and I'm gonna say 1.
You're gonna say 1? Okay, I guess I haven't gotten this far yet. So I guess if you do, are you looking? Are you looking right now? I'm moving the computer on my pooter.
It's like reflecting off.
Yeah. You looking at my pooter? Okay, so I guess if you don't get it, you have to drink your beer or whatever.
No,
John McConnell.
Okay, am I supposed to guess now?
Yeah.
Okay, Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Ooh, drink your beer.
Damn.
What'd you guess?
How many?
The Nightmare?
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
New Nightmare?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well,
he
can.
we have to keep.
You have to tell him how many
you can go now. Now that he's had to drink, you can have a turn. So you've got. It is a 1994 horror film, 3 stars. By Roger Ebert. A stronger plot engine might have drawn us more quickly.
You don't have to reread that.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
I'm not going to get it, but.
John McConnell is in it. How many names do you think? There are 9 remaining.
9.
Okay. All right, you'll get it then. Laurie Marsack, Thandie Newton.
Thandie Newton's in it?
Thandie Newton's in it. Domenzia.
Can I use
Giordano?
IMDb?
I thought about being like, everybody gets 1. You get one.
Get it immediately.
You get one where you can look up just an image of the actor or actress. You know, just the
how can you
actor.
know it's not going to kick the movie right up to the freaking front page?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
Next,
the Newton boys.
Do you have any guesses before I proceed?
No, at this point, I'm still.
Okay. Now it's
going to start getting real. Yeah, we're gonna.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
Okay, got it. Interview with a Vampire.
Damn.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep.
See, I'm probably not going to get any of these.
Yeah.
Remaining names: Stephen Ray, Christian Slater, Antonio Banderas, Brad Pitt, and Tom Cruise.
It's a stacked one.
Yeah, that is a stacked one.
Fucking really
I guess I
is.
probably would have got it towards the end.
Yeah, you would have.
But it's lucky that a notable name was so young on the movie that like she's cast real low, so she shows up in the list a lot sooner.
They did a fucking remake of that.
Yeah, it's actually decent. I'm not
is it a
into
movie or is it
it's
a TV show?
series?
Okay, as I haven't seen.
It's okay.
The series.
It's truer to the book. Like my wife and I were talking about it once, and we were talking about an interview with the Vampire before that show came out, and I was like, dude, no, that book's like seriously gay. So she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, no, I mean like gay. It's like it is gay. Like those vampires are in love.
It's horny.
Yeah, it's very fucking horny, and those vampires fuck. And I was just like. Like, that movie does not even remotely get into that shit.
So, Ebert gave that a 3?
Ebert gave it a 3.
Out of 5 or 10?
I fucking don't know. The highest rated ones on the list here are 4.
Okay.
So you got
5, I think.
I re-rolled for you. It's your turn. You got a natural 20, which means you get to choose the genre. So the available genres are superheroes, disasters, rom-coms, action, sci-fi, horror.
Let's go sci-fi.
All right. Here we go. This 2001 sci-fi film received a 2.5 from Roger Ebert and says, his mysterious jet engine is a masterstroke. He sees his characters freshly and clearly and never reduces them to formulas. How many names you reckon you can muster? I don't even think I would get close until
5, I think.
I was going to say
4.
like 5. I was gonna
Okay.
say 5.
Are we allowed to both say the same number? What happens if we both say the same number?
You guys can technically... No, you can't work as a team. You can't help. 'Cause
I know,
if he
but...
gets it wrong, he's got to drink
fuck,
his beer.
I'm fucked up. But what if I try to guess after he gets it wrong?
You can do that.
Yeah.
And then I'll drink.
Okay.
I'm going to have to
I've-
get a beer.
It should make sense,
Paul,
but it's
stop.
slightly... It's
Just text,
mildly
just
confusing.
text Alicia, hey, bring me a beer.
Alicia, will you drink cooler in here?
Why didn't you bring a little cooler in here?
Just tap into a huge IV thing. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Catherine Ross, Noah Weil, Holmes Osborne, Mary McDonnell. You said 5, right?
Yeah.
And Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. What year was this?
This is a 2001 sci-fi film.
Do you know it? You do, don't you?
As soon as he said Noah Wiley. He's not the most obvious name. But yeah, I'm not helping. I'm not helping you, motherfucker.
There you go. That's the spirit.
Son of a bitch.
It's not Donnie Darko.
It
is
is
Donnie Darko.
Okay. It fucking is.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Yeah. I
Nice.
can't believe you even connected Noah Wiley to anything. That's like a TV doctor from the 90s.
I didn't. Once you said Maggie Gyllenhaal, I think that's what like sparked it for me.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Did you not say Jake Gyllenhaal?
No.
No, he's in there.
He's
I
in
know,
it, but
you didn't include him on the list.
because it'd be closer to the big. It'd be closer to the
He's
end.
the last build.
So he's the last build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
See, I knew this game was confusing.
I'm going to grab beer. Anybody beer?
Yeah, I'll have a beer. And it's crazy. He also has that world record for shortest film review.
Really?
For the film, like I think it's Isn't It Lovely? And it's just the reviews. No.
No. Yeah, here, wait.
Classic Malton. All right, you guys
Isn't
wanna,
it romantic? Maybe it's
That-
like
Isn't It Romantic? Yeah.
It's like leads into.
You guys each want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Let's do it.
All right, here you go, Wicker. This one's for you. This is a 1994 action film that Leonard Maltin, not Leonard Maltin, Roger
Definitely not the
Ebert
game we're playing.
gave a 4 and said, "Can something like that really leap a 50-foot space? Is this the kind of movie? This is the kind of movie where you don't ask questions like that."
Is it directed by Rennie Harlan?
No, drink your beer. Is it what?
Directed by Rennie Harlan?
I don't fucking know.
You
I didn't
mention
write
it.
that part
Didn't
down.
mention it. Okay, but I'm not drinking my beer
Yeah,
yet. Because
he's not wrong yet.
I'd guess the director, not the
I
actor.
think he's wrong. Okay, I'm just joking.
I'm gonna get it in 5.
5.
Yeah, I still
okay.
feel like that's too mental, but
Hawthorne James, Beth Grant, Richard Lineback,
okay.
Glenn Plummer.
Okay, is that 5 now? That's 5.
That's 4. You got one more.
Okay.
Alan Ruck.
Okay. Speed.
You got it.
Damn. Glenn Plummer as the Jaguar owner. Sorry, Jaguar.
Jaguar.
We're digging how deep the character is. You got it in Jaguar driver? Okay. Yeah. Cool. Like, I was worried I was going to get it on Man with Blue Hat.
Yeah. got it without Joe Morton, Jeff Daniels, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Hopper, and Keanu.
Keanu.
What,
Yeah.
5 left on
All right, one more for you, Bird.
Oh,
shit.
Bird fella. Here we go. This is a superhero film from 2011 that Roger Ebert gave a 2.5. There's a whole lot going on. We don't really expect subtle acting or nuanced dialogue. We appreciate an effective villain. We demand one chase kiss between the hero and heroine, but no funny stuff.
Shitty review. It's just boring.
Huh?
What is that review?
Right, yeah.
Not
What are
a
you
lot.
even saying?
Like half of it's just fucking word vomit.
Give me 5 on that.
5-pack?
I'm going to say 5.
Here we go. Jeffrey Rush, Michael Clark Duncan, Tamura Morrison.
What year?
What? Yeah, what year? 2011. Did you say 2011?
2011. Tamara Morrison, Taika Waititi, and Angela Bassett.
What Wow.
The rest of it's even crazier.
It's not. Is it
All the hints are there for you, Bird. Look into yourself.
2011?
Remember who you are.
Think back to 2011.
It's not a Fantastic Four movie, is it?
It's not.
Okay.
Was that a guess? That
Yeah,
sounds
that's
like
a guess.
All right. Drink your V8 energy splash.
Is that like an actual hard drink?
No.
It's just
an energy drink.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What
Just a
an
V-
untapped market.
Honestly,
Just
like a
some-
V8
some
energy,
booze
like
for the
booze,
V8
yeah.
heads?
V8.
Imagine like a V8 fucking Bloody Mary, right? That would be pretty.
Dude, I
sick.
would crush
I would
one.
be into
I
that,
had
yeah.
one before I started
That would be
drinking.
pretty good.
I was like,
Bloody
you know, I
Marys.
better smash a V8.
Yeah,
You know
that's-
what movie it is,
That's
don't
been
you?
my last. I have a really good idea. That.
How many
that's
additional
like my,
names,
like,
or would you
last-
like to guess?
My last, real quick. My last.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 years. It's been like a margarita / Bloody Mary journey, where I never was into either of those things. Now I'm all in. Like, I don't know what that's
Look
about.
what happens when you get older.
Yeah.
What do you
have like?
Hey, I have a favorite like Bloody Mary ratio.
Yeah.
So I get just the regular mix. I don't fuck with the hot mix.
Yeah.
Add a little hot sauce. I add a little hot sauce myself. It's the extra
Do it
pepper.
yourself. Yeah.
It's
They
the extra
tend to
pepper.
go a little too. It's
Yeah.
like it's not like it's thoughtful.
And then you do a shot of pickle juice and a shot of Guinness
Mhm.
into the mix along with your vodka and whatever else your bases that you're having. And I find that the Guinness gives the whole thing a like rich kind of, I mean, I'm just going to sound like a douchebag saying umami, but I'm going to like a kind of an umami taste to the whole drink that's
I like
fucking
that.
really nice.
I like that. Yeah, I think I could do it for the same amount. This is a hint, right?
Huh?
This is a hint right here.
This is a hint?
Marvel.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The movie.
That's purely incidental.
Is it Thor?
Yeah, and I like big mouse pads. I have a black one, I have a Pokemon one. That one's like it's got axes and shit on it.
Is it Thor?
Oh no, it is not.
It's not Thor.
Man, that was actually my first guess.
You didn't even guess any other names. That's not a bad guess because Angela Bassett's in there.
And Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
Because
and Taika
he
Waititi. Yep.
was in those.
Yeah.
And
How many-
secondly,
How many additional names would you like? There are 5 remaining.
Give me 2 more names.
It's just gonna fuck you up worse.
Oh, okay.
Tim Robbins
Fuck.
and Mark Strong.
Is it I don't know.
It's the most forgettable one.
Is it an Iron Man movie?
Nope.
Fuck.
does he have to finish his V8?
Yeah.
Just crush it.
Fuck. Bite the can.
Fucking pop it. All right, 2011.
There's 3 names
superhero
left.
movie?
2011 superhero movie got a 2.5.
2.5. So
From Ebert.
Can you read the review one more time?
Yeah, certainly.
You want to hear that word vomit again?
Yeah. There's a whole lot going on. We don't really expect subtle acting or nuanced dialogue. We appreciate an effective villain. We demand one chaste kiss between the hero and heroine, but no funny stuff.
Can't you can get more names, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to?
There are 3.
3 left.
Do you want to
Okay.
avoid it or?
I think I'll get it with 1 left. So give me the next 2, I guess.
Peter Sarsgaard.
Okay. All right. Fuck. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The cast
Okay.
is crazy.
I'll tell you what's been fucking hanging me on is the Tim Robbins thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I've been like,
that's fucking
because I'm
bonkers,
like,
dude.
yeah, because like the first part of the list, I'm like, this lines up with your classic like Marvel casting because they were able to get like some big ass names pretty low on the list.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like so stacked that you're like fucking getting to like your like British like touty villain types, and they're like on the 10th, you know, on the call sheet or whatever. So Green Lantern.
Got it. Yep.
Green Lantern.
The last 2 remaining are Blake Lively and Ryan
fucking
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, when you hit Peter Skarsgård. 'cause
When I
he's,
was
like,
writing
that
this
weird
down, I
fucking
was like-
belt guy. He's
When I was writing this down, I was like, Jeffrey Rush, Michael Clark Duncan, Taika Waititi,
Yeah, but
Angela
when
Michael
Bassett,
Clark
Tim
Duncan-
Michael
Rabbit.
Dark Clunkin's what made me
That threw me off.
Michael Duncan. Michael Dark Clunkin. Rest in peace, King.
Rest in peace, King. Oh man. Yeah, that threw me off hard. I was like,
that's good.
Yeah, because that's when I was like Taika Waititi and Thor, but it makes sense because Taika Waititi makes fun of being in Green Lantern all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
if
he
I would have thought about that
evidently was.
sooner, I would have been like, oh yeah. Wasn't he like a scientist or some shit?
I fucking don't know. I
He's
haven't
like,
seen
I
that
don't
movie
remember
since
that
it came out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
walked out of the theater and went, that was bad.
I'm surprised he gave it a 2.5.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty high for that trash.
He said something else in the review that he liked it better than Thor.
What?
Yeah.
Thor's not a great movie.
It's
Don't get me-
not.
It's
It's
not. But you
but
know
I
what?
mean,
It's better than
it's
Green
better than
Lantern.
Green
Yeah,
Lantern.
I think Green Lantern's got a better look
yeah.
than the original Thor movie. He's just got those painfully colored
The
fucking,
fucking
yellow eyebrows,
I can't,
and shit.
yeah, like
Oh.
I saw it on like TNT maybe last year on some like hotel TV, and I just couldn't stop fucking laughing. I'm like, this is literally he looks like a fucking absolute ding dong when you see him with the fucking eyebrows. They're like bleached blonde on Chris Hemsworth, and it's like just
It looks so
it's a
bad.
weird era of like them trying to nail the superhero costumes, and they
They're-
hadn't quite figured it out.
Yeah.
They're not even blonde. They're like yield sign yellow. Like they're like
Yeah.
yellow.
All right, so that's it for the what was it again?
That's all I've got
Fuck,
for
marry, kill.
the Roger.
Oh.
For the Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert.
You have to fuck, marry, and kill Roger Ebert at the same time.
Oh, now we're doing.
We're gonna do. Hold on.
Pitch deck, pitch time.
It's time for America's
Pitcher.
favorite game.
Pitchers
He's
and
got,
catchers.
he's got to get his magnesium tablets.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys.
I just jammed some
Podcasting's
shit
hard.
in.
I need my vitamin C.
Hang on, guys. We have to take a vitamin C break.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
C break, C break.
All right. No, I just needed some shit to jam in these cups so the fucking cat wouldn't fuck them up. Oh no, one came out. I guess it probably goes in there. I don't know. We'll see. There might be one that's out of line. Okay, so we're gonna play a game called everybody's favorite game show,
Oregon Trail.
the Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Game. I thought you meant game.
The Oregon.
Sorry.
All right, now touch this
It's
one.
not a game show, but it should
Now
be.
touch this one.
What if Oregon Trail is a game show?
It's like the cannibal version of Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
They just fucking eat each other.
They just have to put their hands in a thing and guess what organ they're touching.
pull out whatever you pull out, you eat. Oh fuck.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, so we're playing a game called The Pitch Room.
Get a goddamn job, Al. You got a negative attitude. The whole album has a clear, crisp sound and a new sheen of consummate professionalism that really gives the songs a big boost.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it.
The deal with the pitch room is we will draw at random characters, genres of films, plot devices, and settings for stories to take place. And we'll just kind of like wing it as far as like doing it itself.
Okay.
So I think probably the first thing we should start with would be, what do you think, genre?
Yeah.
There you go.
I think so. Yeah.
Who would like to draw a genre? Anyway, just give it a shake and scoop you one out of there.
Oh shit, me?
Oh,
With
fuck.
pleasure.
You-
My lady.
Oh.
Thank
you.
I wish I had the hat.
Oh,
the
fuck.
right hat.
Get
though.
3 fingers in there.
Oh fuck!
You-
How many? This is going to be a genre mashup.
Did you? Sorry,
action
they're very
comedy?
tiny.
Why'd you make them
romance?
so kind?
They're
Why'd you
very
make them tiny?
Look, I'm just gonna put it on a rotating fucking thing next time. So don't even.
Do I
worry about
open it?
This is how Southland Tales got made.
Yeah.
I pulled too many tabs.
Hang on, let me get my readers.
What do you know?
art-
Western
Art house.
art house.
Art house. Okay, gloves are off then. As long as it's. Do you want to put here? Follow up with another genre. It's going to be art house. Art house.
I think it's your turn. Art house. Oh, we're going two genres.
Well, for art, like art house is like almost a subgenre, a specifier. You know what I mean? Like there's horror and there's
Porn
art house
parody.
horror. Huh?
Huh?
What is it? Porn parody?
Romance.
Romance. All right. Art house.
Art house romance.
It's gonna
Romance.
be lame.
That does sound lame.
That sounds fucking.
Can
we get a
redraw.
redo?
We get a redo.
Dude, you just take romance out of that motherfucker.
Hey, look, it was late. I was drunk. I was just writing down
So I
genres.
just needed genre. What are the top 5? You're like, oh fuck. You didn't even think about the day you'd pull romance on the first outing.
Nope. Yep.
Sci-fi, art house sci-fi. That could be interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's
All right,
cool.
do we
Like
keep these or we give them back?
your fucking what's that one where fucking Batman's in space? You know what I'm talking about? High Life.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
fuck.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, man. Art house.
Okay.
Art house sci-fi.
Art house sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Let's pick our setting.
Okay.
Go for it, Danny.
Anybody?
It's you.
Okay, I'll
It's
pick
you.
a setting. Oh,
Porn parody.
Porn parody. That's just your whole.
that's what they all say. I'll draw another one.
So next time he's on, he's like, Doug, and I pull out my own jar, and every one of us, like, actress, porn parody. It's like, what does that mean? Doesn't even matter
All right.
anymore.
Big city.
Big city.
So we got
art
a
house
big city
sci-fi.
art house sci-fi. Kind of
Okay.
like where this is
Okay,
going.
the wheels are turning.
I'm
is
feeling,
funky,
I'm
yeah.
feeling like a
All right.
Spielberg, dirty New York.
Yeah.
But in the future, like Blade Runner-y,
Yeah.
maybe. What do we want? We want a character or a plot device? Probably character first.
Yeah. Let's figure out if
Character.
we have a, like, divorced dad or something.
Divorced.
I think that might be in there.
Is it really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I
I
hope.
think it might just be divorcee or something like that. Some of them are professions. Some of them are like character traits.
Addict. Ooh.
An addict.
Ooh, an addict, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah,
And then a. Okay, so let's who's our guy? I guess. Do we need a plot device,
Yeah.
or we can just
Sure.
wing it? Yeah, it's
Heroin.
fucking Night
Wait,
Alert.
what
Just
did we
double
just pull?
Addict.
Addict.
I know, but
Like
what's
his-
that's
like what is the character is?
That's our main character.
He's
is an addict.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Plot device.
Plot coupon. What?
Oh, plot coupon. It's fucking. It's hold on. Some of these I had to look up, but I was like, I read this and I was like, oh, that's actually great.
Never heard that term ever. Maybe I'll learn something today. Maybe I'll be a better writer tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
Used in popular culture, a thing that a character needs to obtain in order to cash it in later for a plot resolution. Get all the Marvel movies. Get the button. Stop the. Close the gate. Get to the button. We got to get to the thing and grab the thing, just like a fetch quest item.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So a fetch quest item for an addict seems.
Is it crack?
Apparent. It seems apparent, but I think it should be something.
You got to get the thing.
Else.
To get the thing.
Huh? You gotta get the thing to the thing.
Yeah, it's Orion's belt and Men
What's
in
that?
Black.
What's that?
They got to go get the necklace in
Like-
order to get the thing.
Run Lola run. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She like that's not really her type of.
Yeah.
You know, not like she's an addict.
So
but
he's an addict in New York.
So this is called a MacGuffin, I guess.
Well,
Right?
So
Is that
They're-
the
no,
term?
not really,
No?
because
They're
it's
slightly
basically you
different.
have to, yeah, it's like a MacGuffin with a second part to it, right? It's like the MacGuffin's usually the thing they're chasing the whole time, right? It's like this is the point of their mission, what gets them started. The ring in Lord of the Rings is a MacGuffin, like it's
like the Angels winning the pennant in Angels in the Outfield.
literally the fucking. I mean, the most obvious one's the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. Even though I don't really, it drives one story, it doesn't drive the movie. So to me, it's not really that much of a.
When they open it,
It's the easiest one to follow because it's the weirdest one because they're just like don't even explain it. They're just like it's this.
Yeah.
The Rug and Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
It's because like the MacGuffin doesn't have to resolve itself. It just starts. It's like a purpose for things.
a good kicking off point for the
Or
story.
as fuck, I guess. Maybe the One Ring is technically a plot coupon because you got to do the thing to do the thing.
Yeah, they gotta get the thing to the thing.
Yeah. It's like I got to get this thing, then I got to do that.
I just
thing.
had never heard that terminology.
I neither. Yeah.
So when I typed in plot coupon,
it just simplified it.
MacGuffin
to MacGuffin
popped up. So I was like,
Yeah, because I mean, it's like it doesn't really like
this is just
the-
on Wikipedia.
The MacGuffin can be.
They're not dissimilar. They're
Yeah, I
just
mean, it's like it's
slightly
definitely like
different.
it's
Okay.
definitely like a MacGuffin.
So we've
with
got
like a catch to it.
we've got an addict that's kind of on a fetch quest. Is that what
yeah.
Essentially, yeah, a fetch quest or a delivery quest
Okay.
So
In a sci-fi
in a sci-fi big city.
art house. Oof, okay.
So like to me,
Fucking-
like, art house sci-fi, like a great example is Looper. Like I feel like that movie. I mean, it's like it had
Yeah.
a budget, but it was like $15 million for like the shit that goes on in that movie. And
Yeah.
like to have a couple A-listers in it. Sure, that makes sense. I bet you probably $5 million of that was Bruce Willis. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So it's like
I'm glad he squeezed that out before
I did
he
too.
just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
did
turned
too.
it in. Like
I
that's
like at the end of his run, even with all the like direct-to-TV shit or like video stuff he was doing. That,
still
like,
got to make
that
money.
there was still like periodically like these little flourishes of like talent popping through, like what he can be when he's given the right stuff.
And we're just basically, are we going to cast? We probably need to cast it first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it depends. All right. So we have an addict. What's the substance of choice? Because I think
not a heroin.
Speed makes sense to me in this setting.
I think that greatly to me, kind of like who I want to get, because you have to get somebody relatively young.
Can we just get Matthew McConaughey from True Detective?
Yeah. What kind of addict is he? I don't know. Whatever. All of it.
He's older now, man. That's the thing about addicts is there are old looking addicts, but there are no old addicts.
Yeah,
because they're dead.
That sounds like some AA alcohol.
Alcoholic Anonymous.
I don't know.
You ever met an old heroin addict? Nobody ever had.
No.
Yeah,
it's true.
Damn, way to bring it down. He's like, remember, this is an art house movie, guys.
Yeah, whatever.
Fucking fun, all right?
Yeah,
It's like if the crowd doesn't leave hating
maybe
themselves.
he is the old heroin addict. Maybe he's the one.
He's just the one.
He's found a way to be bulletproof to heroin. Like, he takes it, but it doesn't kill it.
We get William H. Macy.
Well, Macy's got to be the recovered addict.
Yeah,
Like, he's got that like older elder statesman kind
That's
of thing
the question.
happening now.
Here's the question: is it an ex addict or is it a? I mean, I guess we can make our own.
It says addict. So I guess that's up to us, is whether they're in recovery or remission.
Yeah,
you know?
for I just immediately went to Speed for some reason. I don't know why, but with the setting, I don't know.
The idea of like,
What's the future? It could be a
we introduce a
fake drug.
character like I said, like the elder statesman thing, where it's like, it's like, no, I used to be an ex, like, no, I still am. It's like, yeah, me too. And they just do heroin together, and that's the movie. Like, nothing actually happens. It's two dudes passed out in a fucking concrete room. Like, come in 45 minutes later, and the movie's
still going.
They're still asleep.
Just laying there, fucking spaced out.
Piss all over themselves. Well, this movie fucking sucks. Can I get my money back?
We'll call it The Lot.
Speedball.
Oh fuck!
And you know it's sci-fi because just a robot walks through.
Like, periodically, like a drone goes. By. Like, oh, what? You're like kind of interested in looking out the window. You're like, I want to see what's outside that. Like, what's going on out there?
It's the fucking Roku screensaver. There's just Godzilla and monsters.
The movie never leaves to go look at it. There you go. There's your one location lock kind of movie.
Oh
it's
my
like
god!
just
Yeah,
two
just one
heroin
location.
addicts passed out.
What
So
if the story is going on in the background though, in the windows? Like,
But you never like fucking see it. You're just like stuck watching it from across the room. Like the camera never moves. It just like stays there. And these two are passed out. And through the sliver of a window, you see a Godzilla walking by. And you're like, what's fucking going on out there? You just like wish you could crawl through the camera and fucking go over there. Like
Cloverfield out there.
Yeah, it's like.
But it's just security camera footage. You can't see shit.
It's like, I just wish the camera would fucking look out the window. God damn it. I've been watching these two losers.
would you guys consider the movie Nocturnal Animals? Would you consider that art house?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
High budget art house.
Something that has just like a very specific artistic vision, which is what. So I think like because it is the sci-fi, it's a sci-fi future thing. The drug can be whatever device we want it to service.
Limitless was that.
It just that makes me think of Dread, like
Dread.
That fucking slow-mo drug or something. Maybe it's like a
fucking
hallucinogen or something. Something that
So
makes you
let's
feel
just
like,
can we just make Dread?
Yeah.
and then he gets a gun, right?
I mean, Dread was done for like $5 million. Technically qualifies as art house.
I fucking
wonder
love
if the actor never shows his face.
Right.
I'm like, well, that's risky. We can't do that. Like, what is this, an art house movie?
We have this guy. We got to pay him a bunch of money.
It could have been
right.
Batman. I think that's so weird. Off topic. I think it's weird. No one's ever made a Batman movie where they're like, no Bruce Wayne in this one. This one's all Batman, baby.
People want that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people want that.
I'd fuck with that. I kind of want to see it from the evildoer's perspective. Just this horrifying monster that comes out of nowhere. And he's
like Halloween, but it's...
I know the Joker's up to something.
Would it just be like one night, or would it just be, you know what I mean? Like, how would you
Sure, yeah.
That would be cool as fuck.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that, I mean, it's been a minute since I read it, but wasn't that Dark Knight Returns was exactly that?
I think part of it, yeah. Wait,
No, it
Dark
wasn't
Knight
Returns, no.
Which
one? There was one where it is literally just one bad night for Batman. And I can't remember which
yeah,
story
it is.
that is.
The fucking, it's with fucking Scarecrow, isn't it? Scarecrow,
so.
like,
Yeah.
he's fucking up the whole city or whatever.
Yeah.
Batman's like, oh no.
No, I mean,
now
that
I'm
would
going to
be-
have to beat up
That would be
pedestrians.
badass if they're going to keep doing this weird version of whatever they're doing with DC, where it's like, yeah, we have Batman and we have the Joker. We have movies for them, but they're not related, but they're also not connected to everything else either. And then we're going to also have like 3 Jokers existing at once.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like, if we're going to do that, then
And
let's-
one of them, we understand, but one of them is going to be Jared Leto.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on. So, like, yeah, he's like the Antwoord, you know, Jared Leto's Joker, and then, you know, there's like the Joaquin Phoenix is kind of like the cool like 70s taxi driver, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, yeah, if you're like, that's like 2004, someone was explaining like, this is the most convoluted
And then
goddamn concept
let's-
I've ever heard.
Let's
That
go ahead and
meme with
fucking...
that guy talking to his old lady.
Yeah. It's like,
It's like this.
So we're gonna have
Now,
3
now we got
different
Barry
Batman.
Keoghan.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's like
I'll pay money right now to see Barry Keoghan's Joker movie
Yeah.
because I bet it would be horrific. I think you get fucking.
I think we're getting off
Yeah,
track.
we're getting way
off
off topic.
yeah.
All right, so we got our sci-fi. We got a drug guy,
Who do we cast? Who's our addict?
Barry Keoghan.
no, we can't. It's too obvious.
It's too obvious, he says.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's too obvious.
Too obvious?
I've never
Okay.
seen that much of a coke nose
he
on
passed.
another man.
He passed on it.
He passed on this one. He's like,
yeah, we're
nah,
good.
I don't really want to do that.
It's like, no, it's like I've already done that.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Who's not old or looks like they're definitely on drugs anyway?
Do you want them to look like they're in drugs, or do you want them not to look like they're in drugs?
I want them to look like they're on drugs.
How old are we talking?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
What's our cutoff?
I would say early 40s is your cutoff.
So they're older than 40.
Or can be, I guess.
Yeah,
We could also
as
do
long as they can pull off the early
Yeah.
40s.
They got to look worn a little bit. They can't be.
Yeah,
That's true.
not Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, no, he's-
right.
yeah, he's
not
in his
that
60s
worn.
now. The man looks like a Appalachian road map.
Damn. My mind immediately went to Jake Gyllenhaal, but I don't know if that's a good role for him.
Yeah.
And
I don't know Nightcrawler, man.
He can
Yeah,
look.
that's
He
true.
can look strung out. That's
He
for
can look
goddamn
strung out,
sure.
Yeah, he can.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll go with that.
He
Unless
would,
somebody.
I think he would take that. He would do that role, especially
Yeah.
at that age. Like he's close.
It
enough
just
to
seems dark. It seems gritty. I don't know. That's what I
Yeah.
envision, kind of.
Yeah.
So we say we got a guy. He's addicted to a drug that I don't know. It makes you feel like you're talking to God.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like fucking like a DMT, but it lasts longer, and maybe it's a pill or an inhaler.
But to
or
make
something.
it sci-fi, though, we have to push it more than just the drug, because you could, like Requiem for a Dream's not science fiction. There's drug
Yeah.
all over and that shit.
You have to plug headphones into your.
Yeah,
neck.
there's gotta be like it's gotta do something
Oh,
a
it's
little
gonna-
bit more than
Yeah.
just make hallucinate. It's gotta like
Yeah.
what's it do for him that like what can possibly cause a problem for him? You know what I mean? Like,
DC.
so it's like he's homeless. Where we go with that? Like he's homeless. He's hooked to this crazy ass drug that makes
dude.
him think he can talk to God.
He
but
can-
How does it affect him?
He can only get it from catalytic converters.
Or maybe he's not homeless. Maybe he inherited money from his parents, but he's addicted to drugs.
And the house is just fucking in
And
shambles.
he does. He has
Yeah.
everything, but he has nothing. I don't know. Just
Oh,
spitballing.
yeah.
Whatever
I
the
don't mind
thing
that.
is, it's got to get him in trouble though, because that's the
Right.
classic.
There has to
Let's-
be.
You got to get him in trouble.
Let's.
with
I
it.
want to go for a second setting
Okay.
to see if that'll like move.
Oh,
us.
Big
no,
city.
no.
I don't know if that's
If
gonna
you're
work.
getting us out of trouble, we need to be in more trouble. We got to figure it out.
Right, which will
Yeah.
make the trouble.
If we do this, we'll get him a way out and get us out of our
oh
spot.
fuck, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I think you're trying to. I think
Small
you're trying to.
city.
No.
He lives in a big city. No, he lives in a smaller one.
Ancient civilization. It's ancient civilization.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck so much.
No, wait.
Like, it
that's-
can't even exist in the
that's
same
the
space.
Assassin's Creed
Oh, well, if
movie.
it's science fiction, I guess it could get him there. Oh, my God.
That's the Assassin's Creed movie with Michael Fassbender.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. What is?
Well,
it can't just be the drug. Like you said, it has to.
So I think the fact that he's an addict and the drug, those are just like extra circumstances that our character has to deal with. But I think whatever takes him on the fetch or delivery quest is something unrelated to his addiction problem.
Okay.
Like, I think so, yeah.
What if the drug makes him like
maybe
impervious to shit? Like he gets hit by a car when he's talking to God, and he like lives, and everyone's like, "It's a miracle," and he's like, "I was talking to God," and they're like, "Holy shit!" And like things keep happening where enough times that people start to like, fuck, maybe he is talking to God because he got shot by a dude, he got stabbed by another homeless guy, get hit by a car. He's like,
what if he's
and like nothing, and he keeps like he survives and nothing happens to him.
Yeah,
like this is mad, and then it's like now we're dude's in trouble.
What about he's dating a gal. He's dating a gal.
He's homeless, heroin addict that's dating a gal.
Yeah, he's dating this gal or whatever. And like they're living in a trap house or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's fucking doing drugs at her house, and they pass out or whatever. They're doing their fucking whatever. She dies, and then he's got the baby. And then he'll have like flashbacks of her being like, "Oh yeah, baby's daddy lives in wherever Seattle or whatever."
Or he's got to turn the baby over. Yeah.
Oh, one or the other.
But he's also like, I'm a heroin addict. They're gonna beat my ass.
or hear me out. The baby is the drug.
He's gotta huff the baby to get endorphins.
He puts the baby in aluminum foil and microwaves it.
Just fucking.
Okay, so we need to make up our mind.
What are you doing this weekend, Steve? Mainlining babies?
Is he homeless or does he have money from his parents? We got to make up our mind.
I think he's not
an addict.
He's not wealthy, but he's not broke.
Okay,
but he's
okay. I'm gonna say this though:
going into poverty.
If we're gonna be making a movie and it's art house, we're not having any rich people. All right,
no,
like, we can't afford that mansion that breaks us. we're not art house anymore.
Yeah. All right, he lives in Bonne Terre. It's a big city. In the future, Bonne Terre's a big city.
The local grocer.
Oh my God, St. Louis. He lives in St. Louis,
so
Missouri.
This guy's like, "Hi there, I'd like some cocaine, but I don't want to pay for it." And the guy's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm a cocaine dealer. That's my job. I can't give it to you for free." And he's like, "Well, I heard that if I go back here behind this dumpster and suck your dick, you have to give me cocaine for free." He's like, "I don't know where you heard that great life hack, but that's true."
And then he goes back there and he's like, gets his dick sucked. And then he goes, "Yeah, man, I still haven't heard that before. I'm not giving you any drugs."
Oh man, who's our director in this, by the way?
Yeah, who's making this shit?
Fucking
do the thing I love whenever I'm listening to people like comments online when they're like talking about some shit like this, like Prospects or whatever. It'd be like a low budget horror movie or something that's like $1 million. They'd be like, "Fucking Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder." You're like, yeah, dude, Zack Snyder is gonna make that movie.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. I don't care for a lot of Zack Snyder stuff.
I think he had a good streak right out of the gate. It's got petered off.
He's still got promise, but I don't know if he got himself overhyped or what happened. But
I think he lost it's that thing when you don't have enough stuff, you have to get inventive, and then when you get too much shit, like basically when you're
so inventive,
you have to be creative to solve problems when you don't have money, and when you have money, the first thing you think of is what you get, and that'll be
what about Jeremy Saulnier?
Oh yeah, I would be
Jeremy Saulnier.
Yeah,
got picked.
Green Room.
You got a yoga?
Green Room.
Oh, okay. Jeremy Saulnier from Green Room?
Yeah, the guy, he did Green Room, Blue Ruin.
Yeah.
Several episodes of True Detective Season 2 or 3? 3, I think.
Let me...
the one before this last one.
2019.
I like the last season.
This newest one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
Not into it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It just got too... It broke the rule that I wanted so bad in the first movie. Or the first series to get broken, and they didn't, which is...
flirted a little too much with the supernatural.
Yeah,
for
it became
taste.
supernatural. Like, it just, it did. Like, it wasn't even flirting. Like, the first one flirts.
Right.
The first one's like, we're going to fuck the supernatural or not? And then, you're edging the whole fucking time, and they never pay it off.
Fuck,
right?
yeah.
You're never gooning. You're just
No, you're not gooning.
Yeah, and so it's like, rewatching it last summer, I was like, this fucking show holds up super well. It was like right before, I guess maybe it wasn't last summer, it's probably right around Halloween, whenever the new one came out. Me and my wife sat down and we watched all the first season together, and she's like, can we watch the other seasons? I'm like, you go watch the other seasons
by yourself.
Yeah, it's like the first one I'll revisit.
I rewatch it like once a year.
I watched the first 2 and then I watched the most recent one. I started the one with Colin Farrell. I couldn't get into it.
That's the second one. Yeah.
Oh wait, then I watched the third one.
Yeah, the third one's supposed to be better.
Third one.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the third one?
I haven't seen the third
black
one.
guy. I don't know his name.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I never say it. I don't know how to say it right, but yeah, I'm hearing it so much more lately that I'm starting to get where I'm like, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not going to get season 1 out of it, but
I don't think you ever will. I don't think season 1 was like such a high watermark for what it was. It's like
I don't think. Do you think one of those things where maybe they didn't know what they had, or
no, I don't think they knew what they had, and I think that that's that classic thing where it's like, fucking Marvel did it, all sorts of, like, there's been so many cases of that where somebody's like, how much is it going to cost? And the studio, and they're like, like $5 million. And like, sure, whatever. They write the check, they walk off. It's a loss if it doesn't work out. No one loses their job. That's the most important part. And they fucking turn a blind eye and they go off, and then the thing just does it over there. And it ends up being amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, they're fucking doing the thing, and they're like, nobody's coming to tell us.
Right.
And then finally the thing's done, and they're like, holy shit, we did it. And then they see it, and they're like, this is fucking horrible. We gotta test this. This is a piece of shit. What are we gonna do? And then they test it, and the audience is like, holy fuck, that's amazing. And they're like, it's amazing.
Who at the studio is watching some of these things and going, this is ass. What are we doing?
Dude, all the time, man.
You know
all
what
the
I mean?
time.
That's fucking crazy for stuff that's just
and there's
dynamite.
shit like that newer Pet Cemetery from last year that was like, they literally only made it because the rights were going to turn. Like, they were going to lose the rights, so Paramount's
no,
like,
that tracks.
If they make one, then they hold the rights for like another X amount of years, like 7 or 8.
Wow.
And so it's like periodically they just have to make one.
Pet Cemetery, Bloodline.
It's horrible.
Who is it? Fucking Marlon Brando owns Dick Tracy?
No, it's
somebody
Warren
like
Buffett. Not Warren Buffett. Not Warren fucking
not
Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Not Warren fucking. I mean, he could own Dick Tracy. But
It's the broccoli family.
It's Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty, yeah.
Same thing, right?
That's a great fucking example. Have you guys ever see that shit? Every year.
Warren Beatty re-releases a weird, like, him having a conversation with Dick Tracy.
No, that was the last year one, and that was the best one because it was the most fucking insane one.
It's fucking crazy.
Every year, Warren Beatty fucking makes a Dick Tracy film that goes direct to video, and it goes straight to Turner Classic Movies. It's usually like an hour or less, and it's usually very low effort. But it's so that he can hold the rights to Dick Tracy.
Usually very low.
Yeah, because he made that first movie. It bombed. He held on to the rights because he personally bought them instead of the studio.
Yeah.
And then it lost all that money, but he loved Dick Tracy so much that he wouldn't let it turn back to someone else. And he's like, I won't make one as long, like, I won't allow one to be made as long as I'm alive. So he's like in his fucking 80s making these like Dick Tracy shorts, and they get worse and worse every year.
Yeah.
And
they're just shorts?
Yeah, like at this point they're shorts. So
they're
like
fucking insane bad.
The last one he made though, like last year, you're talking about, had Leonard Maltin, if I remember right, interviewing Warren Beatty, who's interviewing Dick Tracy, which is played by Warren Beatty.
And they're talking about going to lunch or some shit.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes
weird.
long, and it's fucking insane.
Oh
like,
my
it's
God.
on YouTube. It's one of the most brilliant things you'll see, and just how, like, insane it, like, just at this point, you're like, this is the weirdest shit getting made, and for what purpose?
All right, Danny.
We got Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, what's our plot, like our main plot here? Because I feel like you had.
I don't know. Do you want to do? He's got a baby. Oh, oops, I got a baby. Or do you want to do? Fucking.
I feel like it's needs to be something else of value that.
A drug thing. Maybe he kills somebody on accident. Feels
Do you
bad.
remember the end of Short Circuit 2 when Johnny Five's chasing after Oscar? And he's got the mohawk, and he's going, Oscar! And he's like fucking rolling.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's a plot
Sad.
coupon. And he's like fucking swinging on the shit. And he's like in the fucking holding out for your heroes, playing the whole thing. Oscar! I was just thinking about maybe he's after something like that. Maybe at the end of the movie, it's a huge set piece on like a barge or something where he's like fucking, swinging. I don't know if we can afford the song though, but we can maybe find like a cheap version of it.
What's our budget here?
Art house. Don't worry about budget.
It's huge.
Don't worry about
We'll
budget.
make a $500 million art house
film.
No, like
it's like
just
that blade of grass has been waving for 40 minutes. Look at the sunset in real time.
How long is your movie? It's 6 hours long.
Costs $500 million. It doesn't have a line of dialogue until 95 minutes in.
That's so art house.
Oh, didn't notice you there.
God.
It's the narrator.
She'll love this.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice you.
She'll love this. If you cut it, you need to let me know. But my wife has got this pitch where she gets fucking tired of watching like pretentious indie movies with me, as she calls them.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be like, sometimes it's not, but it's usually horror. It's like some kind of independent horror thing. And so she's got this fucking bit she likes to do where she's like, I can make one of those fucking movies. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. Like, I know exactly how to make an independent horror film that's all arty and shit. And I'm like, all right. And I'm paraphrasing her bit, but it's more or less she'll be like, okay, check it out. Shot of the woods at night. One of those violins, you know. We hold on it for no reason. Woods are scary. Let's look at the woods. Is there something in there? I don't know.
Maybe.
Fuck, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe this movie ain't even about that.
Right.
I don't know. But there's woods there, and we're going to watch them for 45 seconds.
That's how our movie opens.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
Stephanie.
And then you might get a title, and it's usually like, ooh, you know, the whatever.
That's got to be the
baby.
And then you know, she'll be like, open, shot of a house. Just look at it.
It's the trap house.
No, she's like, nothing's even happening. Just looking at it.
Everybody's on
there.
heroin.
No one's coming in and out. No one's driving. It's just the house. It's at sunset. We look at that for 30 more minutes. And then there'll be another bang, bang, and then a door will open, but we don't know what's on the other side. And we just stay there. And we just hang on that for 15 seconds. It's her whole bed's like, and then a guy is staring in a mirror. It's like, and you're like, the more she riffs, you're just like, God damn, babe, that's like, it's
is this an A24 movie?
Yes.
He's halfway through shaving.
Yeah, and it's shot in a weird aspect ratio.
It's like one of those fucking
it's like a fucking circle instead of
like
shaking that's supposed to unnerve you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's got it down. So yeah, in her honor, I'll start the movie like you said. It's shot of a crack house.
I like it, dude. Now, actually, I think a shot of the woods with the city, like
in
the big city way back in the background with like fucking shit flying around it or whatever.
Yeah, and you just got to show the noise of the big city because it's part of the problem.
Yeah,
you just have like helicopters flying over and
yep.
You always got the like far off honks and shit. It's like,
was that a goose?
Hey,
don't hit my hover car.
Yeah, you know, like when you're like in New Jersey looking across the fields and shit at New York, and you're like, wow, it sure is fucking loud over there. You know, it's like, that must suck. So that's the movie you're making at this point. We're opening on that to show the regular people that big city sucks.
I don't know. What's the thing? Does anybody have a thing or an item he can?
I liked the idea of him being with a woman and something happens to her. Maybe she dies. She has something.
Does he lay with the
We
woman?
can get Gyllenhaal to fuck in this.
She has something.
What if we could get Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal romantic casting?
Oh God.
God.
I don't want to make this movie anymore. I think I want to go home, guys.
Could you imagine if you cast a movie like that? How fucking like the internet would go nuts if they're like, hold on,
what?
Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal are playing fake characters that are in romance together.
Maggie Gyllenhaal's letting her brother hit from the back.
Is her brother raw dogging?
I saw The Secretary, but damn,
God damn. Yeah, they're doing drugs. She dies. She has something. He needs to get it somewhere
to a place.
But what is it?
Is
it a gem? Is it a sci-fi piece of machinery?
It could just be a fucking USB port, or well, you know what I mean. It wouldn't be a USB port, but it could be something like that. A piece of technology.
It's
a fucking sci-fi movie from 2003.
It's a floppy disk.
Where he's got to plug it in, and then he flies into the internet.
He's like, I got this USB 3.0, and they're like, 3.0? Holy that hasn't even been invented.
We'll call it Jonathan Mnemonic.
We're on USB 1.0.
No, it could be some sort of digital thing because it doesn't have to be anything important. It doesn't even. We can flesh out the why anytime. It doesn't matter. You just know that he has to get a thing from A to B. I guess what's the thing, or he has to be at point A and go to point B to retrieve a thing. So it can be a thing that he needs rather than...
Or if he gets the thing to somewhere else, then the thing becomes something else. Like someone else needs it.
Right.
Yeah, that's always like a device.
Like, that. I don't know, if he got like a box cutting knife into the cargo hold of an airplane, for instance.
Or maybe he found a toenail cutter on a keyring in the fucking New York airport in September 2001.
Sorry, mostly.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, mostly.
People are gonna
The mob's after him, though, right? The robot mob.
Can be.
They heard he imported toasted Robs.
Get back here, little squeeze your nuts.
We're just making this into a fucking silly movie.
I like the idea that maybe she had something important politically, maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe she's a prostitute. She was turning tricks with the government man and she lifted something off of him.
Is
And
her name Dormy Staniels?
Dormy Staniels. Yeah, that'll be the female lead's name.
And if it's political, a bunch of different people are after him, try to stop him.
Yep. And then you come across like facial recognition all over the place, like in the far-flung future or whatever. He's like really got to go under the radar as far as you possibly can. So like in the sewers, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's a sewer adventure. It doesn't really make it in the big city, though, does it? Now it's in the sewer.
It's just shit. I have these like bits in my head I always get on where I'm like, whatever happened to toxic waste in movies? used to like be really fundamental. Like we would be in this room right now if this was fucking 1986. We'd be like, oh yeah, what if he filmed Toxic Waste? And you'd be like, yeah, as a matter of fact, what if he did? It's like in the fucking writer's room in the 80s. It's like, I don't know, Bob. Toxic Waste.
Toxic Waste.
You know what? You're right. That's it. I think we got this.
Maybe toxic waste that hasn't been beat up. How about radiation? That's a fresh one.
See, it was radiation before
radiation.
Toxic Waste. Yeah, there was a period of time where it was like Stan Lee. My friend's got a bit where he's like talking about his characters, and they're like, Stan, how'd you come up with whatever? It's like radiation. What inspired you for for Spider-Man? Radiation, and it's just every one of them's radiation until he's like. X-Men, they're like, so Stan, like the X-Men, that's different. They're not radiation. Like,
inbreeding.
What inspired that? He goes, I don't know. They're just born like that, I guess. It's like
product of maybe radiation. I don't know.
Their parents had radiation.
Right.
Radiation passed down. Mutant sperm.
Christ almighty.
The uterus has been mutant.
So he's got to get the thing, man. He's got to deliver, I don't know, some secret files
the
or whatever.
Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's a USB with the original Declaration of Independence uploaded on it. It's the last JPEG
Just
known to
fucking
man.
roll with it, man. Like we don't have to match the tone. Let's just put this goddamn movie together.
We've run out of time.
This shit's due tonight.
All right, so
he steals the Declaration of Independence.
Well, he didn't steal it. It got dropped in his lap.
Yeah, the guy was getting in a taxi.
Canonically.
Okay, so he's cracked out on the sidewalk, and a businessman's in a huge rush, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And he gets to the taxi. You see, he's like, "Taxi!" And he like pulls up, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And his like briefcase like hits the side of the fucking taxi, and shit dumps out. He's like, "Oh god damn it!" And he's like really mad. And
why is it me? I feel like it's me.
Fucking USB hits the ground and bounces, and it's like a tink. And the man's like, "Oh son of a bitch!" And he gets all this shit off the ground, and he shoves it to the briefcase, and he gets in the car, and he takes off. And now our homeless guy is like, and he like rolls over to get his like syringe and shit. He's like feeling around. He grabs the USB 3.0, even though this takes place in 2002, and it's like, they haven't got to that yet. So that's our first sense that something isn't right. And then so now he's got it. And he's like, "Oh, what's this thing? It must be valuable." And then now we're up to speed.
Yeah.
There's our we're in Act 2 now, baby.
So he tries to pawn it somewhere, and then the heat gets put on him.
He tries to pawn it.
He tries to pawn it, and then the heat gets put on him. You know what I mean? Like government officials.
He tries to pawn it, and the fucking guy at the pawn shop's like, he looks at it and he's like, "Oh fuck, is this USB? Is this one of those fancy new USBs?"
Or what if it's installed somehow in his mind?
Ooh, I think we should.
It is a universal serial.
We should get there.
We should get there. But the pawn shop guy pops the USB in, and the fucking Declaration of Independence pops up, and Homeland Security fucking comes down on his computer, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And he pulls it out, and he fucking gives it to the. "I don't want your goddamn Pornhub virus on my shit." He throws it. I knew Pornhub wasn't around either. I said, "What's your Pornhub viruses on my computer?" And he throws the fucking USB at the kid. He leaves it. "Oh, my computer's fucked up," and it's on fire and shit. And now our homeless guy knows there's something weird about the USB.
While he's leaving, he sees a fucking black van pull up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Couple of dudes get out and go inside, and he's walking down. He hears the fucking gunshots or sees the muzzle flash inside of the pawn shop window.
I didn't expect anyone to get gunned down.
Now he knows.
I feel like we're missing the art house, though.
Yeah, it's shot handheld.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter.
That's it.
Shot on handheld.
Yeah.
It's all handheld. There's no good
fucking
the lighting's not great.
It's found footage.
It's found footage. It's just bad lighting. That's what makes it.
The focus keeps doing this.
Directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Sometimes it's out of focus. That would be one of my wife's other things. The camera goes out of focus.
There you go.
Sometimes.
Yes,
Just sometimes.
You don't really know why.
What happens in the end, Danny?
He delivers the thing, but it costs him. He has to choose between his addiction and the thing.
Seemed like that'd be hard.
He chooses the thing,
Hold
but
on, you're gonna
it gets
give
him
me
killed.
heroin for this USB?
It gets him killed.
Sure, buddy. Here. That fucking pawn shop guy got smoked over it.
This summer.
That's all he ever wanted was heroin. He's just I'd have given it to you straight away if you just said, "Hey, I'll give you some heroin for that." Done.
There's an alternate cut that's only 4 minutes longer. So guys, can I give you some heroin for that? Yeah, man.
Sure.
It's
And this summer, The Addict.
Right.
That would be a fucking weird ass.
The whole time he's like, "Man, I wish I was high."
Nothing even comes out of the fucking dude at the pawn shop gets gunned down, and the homeless guy just keeps walking. Nothing even happens. He's just like, "Well, I guess I'm stuck with this USB for a while."
Fucking that's it, huh? Oh man. Yeah, good shit. Anybody have anything to add to that?
I don't think so. I think we're just getting a little too silly on it.
Yeah, from here I feel like it would just turn into a mess.
That's all right. Hey, I got a quick 5 minutes for fucking. You have any recommendations for anybody else out there to check out? Seen anything or media, literature, anything like that recently that you're like, "Oh, this is a real hidden gem people would."
Hey, what you watching?
Love this.
It's not new, but
knew it existed.
Devs. I talked to you about Devs.
Yeah.
Still haven't watched it.
I really like Devs. I think it maybe is kind of a hidden gem, just because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. It is on Hulu.
Until I watch it, then I'll never shut the fuck up about
It's
it.
a miniseries with created by Alex Garland, and I thought it was great. My only complaint is the lead character is a little flat, but it almost kind of works in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a great sci-fi miniseries. Fun. That's what I would recommend. How about you, Dan?
I don't know. Come back to me. Wicker, what do you got? Are you looking at your recently watched stuff? You looking at your letterbox?
I know we talked about In a Violent Nature briefly. I would still recommend it to people. Yeah, I think you'll either love it or you'll hate it. I haven't heard anyone that's like, it's okay. It's either been like, fuck this movie, or this is really great. Godzilla -1.
I need to watch that.
Surprisingly,
he's
was dropped
raved.
on Netflix. And I mean, dude, I saw it, I guess, when it was in theaters February.
You were like, I woke up in the morning and I was like having a cigarette and I opened my phone and I was like, well, take a post. I was looking at some, posts on the gram and I saw you like, this is not a drill. Godzilla -1 is on Netflix. And I was like, well, fuck, I know what I'm doing today.
Yeah. No, it's exactly how I felt. Because I just like, all of a sudden people are like, that's on fucking Netflix. I'm like, what? Because like I've been like literally like straight. There's not a lot of movies that anymore that I'm like, when's that coming out? Because it tends to just kind of show up on my feed.
I'm getting the nice like 4K steel box.
Fucking
like, I fucking love that movie.
But yeah, it's like everything that I've been reading, like even up until a few weeks ago, would be like, won't hit U.S. shores again until September. And I'm like, I don't know if I could make it a whole fucking another year without rewatching that movie.
Gonna have to buy a knockoff from the guy at the fucking flea market.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was just like, dude, I walked out of the theater seeing that and I was like, I need to see this again like next week. And it was such a short run. But I didn't need to,
Man.
But it was man, it's that like Shen, we talked about Shen before.
Yeah.
Shen to me, those two, I'm just like, I was talking to a buddy. I'm like, I was bummed that they dropped the Shen thing and they moved on. But
fucking Godzilla -1 has two of the most satisfying radioactive breath.
Oh my god!
Like the nuclear breath thing that he fucking do when he starts to do it. You're like, like they build it up just right.
You're like, oh yeah,
and he finally lets it loose, and you're like, oh my god, like it's fucking.
It's like
destructive.
You can tell that dude, like truly, like, and not that I don't think anyone that's made any Godzilla movie, maybe there is. There's fucking like 40 of them at this point, maybe. But there's probably someone that's done one that's just like, it's just a job. I guess this is what I'm doing.
This is what I do.
Yeah, I'm making a lizard punch a thing. It's like, there's probably some point in history where that's been it. But this guy, you could tell his love for the character is so sincere because it's that. Because like there's moments where he gives you the stuff you want from Godzilla when you're rooting for him as a character if you're on that side of things.
But
then it's like, it's
the first time they show Godzilla in that movie. It has never been more horrifying.
Yeah.
Than in that first sequence of that movie. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah. No,
they
don't
it's
fuck
fucking
around.
Scary as shit.
And I mean, there's a few of the Japanese ones. Like one of my favorite of that whole fucking like previous era was Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. That one has like a really great moment that opens like with Godzilla as a T-Rex and kind of explains that it's basically a version of that. And then the best bit about it, those like characters like fucking flash forward to like modern times. Godzilla like, comes and fucks shit up, and he's like the whole time prior to he's telling all the other characters in the film, he's like, I saw fucking Godzilla, or he's like, I saw this dinosaur, it fucking killed some of my people, it protected us from Americans, like. It's like, I saw this fucking thing. Yeah, he's like crazy. He's rambling on. And, the movie's campy and shit at times, but this guy is like kind of a more grounded thing that's going on in it.
Yeah.
But he like runs around the whole movie and he's just like, oh my God, he's telling everyone his whole life. And they're like, listen, you fucking nut job. All right.
Yeah.
So Godzilla shows up and he's fucking everything up. Ghidorah's not there yet. Yes, because that one has one of the craziest plots because it's trying to trick you into thinking Ghidorah's a good guy. And he's actually a bad guy.
Yeah.
And the whole movie's like leading up to him being like, oh, he's going to fix things. And then you're like, oh, no, he's not.
No.
Yeah, but it's after he whoops Godzilla's ass the first time. Then Godzilla's like, we're like, which would you rather have?
Godzilla, I guess. He just hates Japan.
Yeah. But he like shows up and he's fucking shit up. And the old man's up in some high-rise building, dude. It's like the most amazing scene because it's funny as fuck. But the old man's up in like the high-rise building, his eye line with Godzilla. And Godzilla's like fucking up the city. He's like mid-tear, right? And he like fucking stops and he's like looks into the building, the guy sees him, Godzilla sees the guy, and it fucking gets like trance-like. Like Godzilla like stands there outside the window and he's like looking at the dude's like right here like looking back, and you keep cutting back and forth, and then it gets like real fucking like zen, like real chill. Yeah, and the guy's like, you remember me, don't you? And he's like, I was there that day, during like World War II shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I was there that day. He's like, you spared us and you saved us from the Americans and all this shit. And like he's just like fucking just like connecting with Godzilla. They're on the vibe.
They're on the vibe.
And then fucking Godzilla's just like looking at him and it's like cutting back and forth, and then he just goes he just blows the whole fucking building to pieces. It is fucking brutal. You're just like, dude, what the fuck?
Wow.
Just an absolute agent of chaos.
It's
man.
like a total dick move because there's like a good chunk of time where it's like, no, he's clearly looking at this dude, like, and then he fucks the whole place up.
Maybe
and you're
Godzilla's
like, okay.
all right. Maybe Godzilla's all right.
Maybe he's compassionate. Yeah.
No.
Danimal, did you finish? You finished Shogun, didn't you?
I did finish Shogun. Yeah.
You haven't watched it? Oh, we can't talk about it. Then.
Everybody,
Let's
like,
talk
I
about
had
that.
someone
someone get me on the hook for it recently. I had it up to watch and was so close, and then just got fucking doing other shit. And I came back around. I'm like, yeah.
So good.
Way to put a bow on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a banger ending.
Did you either of you watch Baby Reindeer when that was on Netflix?
I did.
Yeah. I didn't. Everyone would be like, "Oh, have you seen it? Have you seen it?" And, you know, sometimes like people, like I said, the casual fan, you know, they'll recommend shit to me, and I'm like, yeah, you know, and they try really to like be dialed in or whatever, but they don't really know your taste. They're trying,
right?
And you know, I had a few people. It's like that normally don't recommend shit to me, like be like, "Oh, have you seen Baby Reindeer?" It would be like way up your alley. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes people come up to me and they'll like, you know, they'll say some shit that's like, oh, like American Horror Story. That's probably way up your alley.
You like that, right?
You're like, no, man.
You would like bloody hell.
And then they want to know what. Yeah, I did. I watched it. I did like it. Yeah, I told you I watched it. When I did watch it, I told you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a recommendation from you, it's like you're a little more dialed into my sensibilities or something, where it's like, you know, someone that's like kind of just watches like stuff, you know, like
right,
when
yeah,
they, you know, and they try and it's sincere, and I always listen to them because sometimes they're on a shit. I had 3 or 4 of these people like that don't recommend shit normally to me. Come up and be like, "Have you seen Baby Reindeer?"
I like.
And when that starts happening, where it's like someone
you're
like enough
okay.
of the same people, like kind of being like, "Hey," and it's like you're like, "All right, cool," because that kind of shit was like Tiger King was that. We're just like, you know, I'm like everyone kept saying, "Oh man, Tiger King, Tiger." I'm like, okay, like
you ever go to the Washington County Fair?
Yeah, it's like you know the guy that operates the rides at the Washington County Fair. Imagine if he had a TV show.
You know that high you get when you see a real freak at the Washington County Fair? It's that, but for 8 episodes.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh
like
my
people
God.
keep, you know, they kept doing that. So I took a chance on it, man. It's really fucking good. It's
Good stuff.
unpredictable as hell. And it is like you get really into it. And it's like
I thought by the time it wrapped up, what the whole series was actually about was not even on my radar in like the first 5 episodes.
yeah, no, it's like by the time you get to the end of it, it's not giving you what you came into it with.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was
Got a lot of
well
cool-
done. Yeah. I found
cool
out it was
twists
like,
and turns.
found out it was a stage play, like a 1-man show that guy did.
Yeah.
And then that
Oh, yeah, I
made
think I
sense to
read-
me from
read
a
that.
plot perspective. Like, I'm like, okay, that explains like why some of the scenes, and that was what made it unpredictable. Means that some of the scenes didn't like, they didn't move the way from one time, like time in a time sense. They didn't move linearly, like
It felt
the way you would normally have.
A lot of it to me felt what I would describe as comfortably awkward.
Yeah,
Like awkward, not deliberately, like just earnestly, which I can get on board with.
well, it's kind of interesting because the way it's like. The way it's beat out, right? The way the story flows, you know, it's like if you really think about it, it's like it's like, I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's not. It's this woman that starts harassing this guy, becomes obsessed.
Yeah, I've
with
seen
him,
the
right?
trailer for it. Yeah,
Starts like stalking him and shit, right? But it has that thing that's like sometimes like I see like Richard Linklater, like Boyhood did this really well, where it's like kind of like those feelings you can't quite like, you know, you can tell in a story, but it's hard to like hit that sense of a feeling of something that's like intangible, like an experience you have that you can't explain.
Yeah, like when somebody's paying you attention, when someone's paying you special attention, especially if you're somebody who aims to entertain.
In the way the scene flows broke up and the time jumps happen, there's not like a way that it's not like traditional in that sense. It's kind of choppy, like it's like jumping through time, like sometimes weeks, sometimes, but it doesn't ever explain that to you. Like it's never like, you know, like August 11th.
It's just it's just like later.
Yeah,
How much later?
Like, don't know.
Take a
Don't know.
guess.
But it's like it does that thing that's like you can't put your finger on, but it's like a sensation you have of that. If you only documented the times you interact with someone in your life, right? Like if you only documented like me and Brandon talking to each other, like when's the next time Brandon and I talk to each other? I don't know.
That'd be 5 years from now.
Yeah, who fucking knows? Like we don't know. And then like next time you see, you know, and then you see him again, and then you see him again, and it's like, and it's just these pockets. But with that intensity of that charge of like, kind of like we talked about with Lance Henriksen this morning, that like that charge of like when you don't deal with someone enough, that immediate guard you have to put up dealing with them. Right, where it's like, oh, it's this person. We're usually funny together, so I'm gonna be funny with them. You know, it's like that kind of weird energy somebody puts on you who's not around you enough to get to know all the versions of you.
Yeah,
and it does a really good job of like fucking with that kind of like mindset to me. Like the whole series did that really well.
It's a fucking smart show, man. I was very, very impressed with the writing. Was the biggest thing for me. Well, but like it being based off of that guy's actual experiences, I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That's the icing on the cake is that it really happened.
Yeah,
or
it's so crazy you wouldn't believe it would really happen.
Yeah, exactly. Which and it may be dramatized or
I'm sure
dramatized
to some
to
sometimes
some
you just
extent.
got to. Like some things aren't as fancy as they seem in a story way.
Right.
You know? Like,
yeah. Look, you don't have to let a thing like the truth get in the way of a good story.
yeah, like I mean, Social Network's a great example of like some of the places they put him in. It's like it's not very movie like. Like in real life when it was happening, you know, it's like, no, I wasn't living in a fraternity when this happened, and no, I wasn't.
Right.
You know, it's like it just doesn't play on camera well. It loses its energy, or it changes so much of the dynamic. If it's like, you know, it's like Elvis dying on the toilet. It's like if you made that into a movie, would that actually be? If it wasn't a comedy, it's like how do you do that? It's like,
How do you do it?
Yeah, it would be boring as fuck.
Yeah, it's like
Danny,
you know,
you have any recommendations?
Shogun. I mean, watch Shogun.
Watch
That was
Shogun.
real good. Did I watch a movie this week? I feel like maybe I did.
Hitman, Linklater movie.
Oh yeah, I did.
Watch it.
It's all right.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. It's all right. I tell you what I did. I tell you what I liked a lot about it is it was refreshingly earnest in the fact that they cared more about making the romance story prominent than trying to make it any kind of like an action. Like it wasn't very action heavy.
Yeah.
Which is where I thought it was going getting into it. I thought it was going to get like Deep State or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it never did, which I really appreciate, and that they earnestly leaned on the romance side of it because that part I feel was very well done. I feel like what's his name and the gal that was in it, I don't have their names in front of me.
Glenn Powell's the guy.
Glenn Powell and fucking I don't know, attractive
name,
woman that's in it.
Adria something.
Yeah. So those two, they have a lovely chemistry on screen. Like I buy that they're both very into each other. They kind of have a magnetism or whatever. But they're just very two good looking people. And the story as it unfolds, I thought was interesting enough for me, but it was offbeat enough that it didn't do what I expected it to do, which I found to be very refreshing. I don't know if somebody else would have pitched it to me first and then been like, watch this. I would have been like, nah, I'm all right.
It was weird that I think what I enjoyed the most about it was that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And I think that was it too, is because like I found myself 3/4 of the way through the movie. I'm like rooting for Glenn Powell and what's her name.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope you guys get away with it.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah.
Don't tell me what happens.
Yeah, well...
No.
Yeah. So, they'll end up together.
Worth a watch?
Yeah.
Absolutely worth a watch, yeah.
I think so, yeah. Good date night flick.
Yeah, it's actually it's a lot less actiony. It's really almost not actiony at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely more of a romantic...
And I think the only other thing I've got to recommend is like, Crank Your Hog. I don't know if you guys have tried that. It's pretty good.
Cool.
I was just gooning a bunch earlier. All right, I think that's going to do it for us. That's all I've got. I don't have any sponsors for this, so fucking you're my sponsor for this, Douglas. That'll be $8.39. We'll see you guys next time.
She has had Congress with the beast.
Well, here I am.
That makes you look like an idiot.
You're right about this being a bad idea.
Thanks for saying, sir.
How did your brain even learn human speech?
Somebody out there
But
can
I've
just
never
crush
heard
it.
of Defoe.
I was working on the way down. I was working on
Yeah,
my,
what are you doing? It's kind of like
I was working on my Stone Cold Steve Austin.
were you? Let's hear it. Let's have a
Because
little.
he do you follow him on Instagram or see any of his shit?
Yeah, he's always got
that
his cat.
Here I am with the Broken Skull Ranch, Poncho the fucking cat,
That's pretty fucking good.
and this little motherfucker. Man, I'll tell you what.
This fucking some bitch. Yeah, he's got that real. Oh man, yeah, he's fun.